The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Previously on Darkeport. Episode 40. South. The combined crews of the Fellowship and the destroyed ship Zephyr fall into a strong working rhythm. In this state, they manage to salvage and build a seaworthy craft. During this process, the group rescues a young, strong Kuan man named Rapilli. He was sent by Lady Livia, along with provisions and Rapilli's skills in shipbuilding to render aid as the Fellowship is overdue to have returned home. Agrippa approaches Uriah and Ovid, demanding answers. Uriah acknowledges the young dragonkin as a kind of lord, telling him about the legacy of his middle name, Dawnsfire. Later, Grip attempts to convince Wesa to go with him to converse with the young dragon, Tecpotl. Cooler heads eventually prevail, with Titus going so far as to kneel to Grip while making an impassioned plea for him to stay with the Fellowship. At last, the dawn comes when the stalwart adventurers set off for home. Grip manages to use both his unique mana bending and his piloting skill to lead them safely past the mass of hulks making up a formidable navigational hazard. Once in open waters, Marcus gathers the Fellowship, declaring his loyalty and support of Titus as their leader in strong, certain words. Directly after, Marcus then asks to function as the field leader of the group during battles, as he sits at the center of the party and has a wider field of vision than Titus, who tends to lead from the front. Titus agrees. Marcus then leads the rest of the Fellowship to formally pledge themselves to Lord Titus, each member expressing a specific sentiment. One night, during the journey back, Marcus has a dream of himself back in Juramentum, in a building that does not yet exist. However, his vision is rudely interrupted by an assassin attempting to jam a blade into his throat.
Faraway friends, welcome to Season 3 of Darkeport.
We're going back to the island, baby!
Back to the island. Hell no.
I forgot my keys.
Not the future.
We are, in fact, this episode doing the exact opposite.
What?
And for those of you who have already taken a peek at the thumbnail, you may have some idea of what's to come. So we are very excited to be back here I love live television because there was a bit of a scramble mere seconds before we started rolling for me to find a certain thing. But I think we have ourselves largely together here. We will see. So welcome back to our dark fantasy campaign of Gold, Green, and Red, which is an unfolding war story in the defense for Juramentum. Our heroes have assembled. They now know who and what they are, largely. Not all of them are coming back from the Isle of Tenderheart. So we have some new faces. And unfortunately, Tatiana is still in New York. Not fortunately with her family, unfortunately in New York. So there we are. But I will be doing my best to lend her quiet yet strong presence throughout the evening. Okay, so shout out to, of course, our sister stream, Constructed Chaos. Yay! And they themselves have been on a rare hiatus. They take far fewer breaks than we do. And they will be streaming again tomorrow night. Same bat time, not quite the same bat channel, but close enough. And looking forward to seeing as they get deeper into their campaign. I think they're around, it's like, they're almost hitting episode 60, pretty deep in.
Yep. Nice.
And you may, at the bottom of your screen, you may be seeing some new folks, but of course, we would be remiss if we didn't sing the praises of Eldritch Foundry, who have continued to be with us for the long haul.
They're raising Kickstarter-wise for that 3D color printing capability. Mm-hmm. I've actually played around with the alpha. It's pretty cool. And again, you can use them to create digital files to print yourself. You can have them print them for you, and then soon, like right now, you can have them actually print colored, pre-painted. It's actually pre-painted residue, plastic resin for you, and they have shading, all sorts of stuff. So it's really kind of cool. And
I need to play with that. I've still been trying to go make myself really learn how to paint minis. That's been a journey.
So, yep.
No, awesome. So we're, of course, very grateful to have them along with us. Link in the description. We are delighted to have a new sponsor friend on the journey.
Yes, Glass.
Yes.
Glass.
So there's a lot to say there.
A lot.
They have a custom, so she's amazing. She's an olfactory genius, and she put together 2 different scents for us after some back and forth. I think they're lovely. The first one is Justice over there.
Yep, Justice right here.
So we have that.
Sorcerer?
And down in Sorcel Justice.
Dude.
Which I think is an uplifting scent. It's, puts me right in the mood of Juramentum, so that's what we're going to be using for the Candle of Tales for this one. For our Curse of Strahd adventure, there is Seduction.
Ooh, Seduction.
Which I am a little obsessed. I'm a little obsessed with in terms of the smell and just sticking my face in it. It's almost as bad as when we first got the bakery.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be for Curse of Strahd, and I'm sure we'll be saying more about that when we're doing such. Speaking of which, so we're still filming Curse of Strahd. We're getting a bunch of episodes in the can, and the next time that we go on a hiatus from the main campaign, we will be showing those. So that is an ongoing thing, hasn't gone away. That's just kind of how we worked out at our current production capacity.
And Kate Glass and Briarwick have done a lot of candles for, the Court of Thrones, all these big authors. She's mostly an author candle maker. She's actually working with us as a first stream company, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's quite an honor.
And so these will be on her site, and we'll also be looking at trying to get these on our shop as well for y'all to take a look at and see if you like them.
Justice is
I'm proud of them. I think
they're really cool.
I think the collaboration went really, really damn well. And we've got the Shop of Many Things. Corey, if you want to expound on that.
Yes, a couple things.
We have really new friends.
I did a little fun, like kind of advertisement video, like a couple weeks ago. But this is the Ascend Dice. This is Ascend Dice 1. They actually have a Kickstarter going on, so it's a floating die.
Witchcraft! No.
like think of like a velvet thing underneath this. It makes it look really cool because then it really is floating in the shadow. You can actually take it off and you can actually roll it. Ooh, a 16. I really rolled good with these
Functional,
things.
yeah.
They do stick together because they're magnetic. But there's that. And then the second thing is they have raised for their Sendice 2, which is a smaller version, a little higher. You can actually use a USB plug, but they've actually raised $650K so far for this Kickstarter 2. This is like their most popular item right now, guys. And with that, they're offering $100 of basic digital goods they have with their partners. Everything from underground sea dungeon tiles you can print off to a tomb of riddles and so forth. And you get all that for any tier level, including the 1 lire level, which is like $2. So for $2, you get $100 worth of stuff. So go out there, check them out. There is a link in our description below to that Kickstarter. They have like 48 hours left, and then they're done. They just said, hey, Corey, why don't you go ahead and see if any of your viewers and members and denizens might be interested in for $2 getting this $100 worth of value. So that's going on. Just play too hard.
That's why
so
you're
definitely
not a magic user.
check them out. They have all sorts of little knickknacks and dice trays and other things.
Warlock comes from.
Just like that.
The Warlock knows how to do it. And spinners.
It's pretty impressive, Allie, considering you literally hadn't even seen this.
You quick learn.
Just did a couple minutes ago. Yeah.
Magic mullet. And they have.
These are float now, all right?
I think they have roughly around 10 different dice types. So this one is like a really cool dragon eye on it, the red one, and then they have other colors, aquamarine and so forth. So, anyways, check them out.
And you got me that for
And
Christmas.
again, links below. Be great if you can use them because it lets them know that we sent you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yay! Really exciting, and we're gonna figure out what little items we can get on the Shop of Many Things going forward. Yeah.
We already have the magic ink pens.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So you can check out the video I put on that. Essentially, you can write something, and then with heat, like a candle, you can make it disappear. And with some cold things like a refrigerator or dry ice, you can make it reappear. And so,
sounds like something that has to make an appearance on stream at some point.
at some point, so yep.
Okay, so I think that's all of our. All of our
Current
housekeeping stuff,
Yep.
and current and
Current collaborators, yeah.
It's awesome.
Really.
That's it's really exciting. The last thing I'll say in the real world before we jump into our tale is we are so grateful that we hit that all important 1,000 subscriber milestone. For those of you who were watching the channel, you know that this already happened back in December, but this is the first time that we've been like officially back. So I wanted to just let everybody know
1K, baby.
that we've done that. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It makes us in a good place in terms of sustainability and visibility, which are both important for this. Okay, as I count it, and Randy, I know you keep a close eye on such things. I believe for most valuable player of episode 40, I believe that it was Little Dude with Attitude.
Whippy.
Yeah!
By one vote, you did.
What?
Marcus was a runner-up, so well done.
Thanks, y'all.
Oh, man.
Nice work.
Let me mark that down.
Goodness gracious, that's very
I demand a recount.
I do too.
Should have been Angel who's role playing me.
That's a good point. I think I did a good job. I think I did a good job with Deliciously, but
It was a wonderful job.
and ironically enough, I had everything because I was like, no, I'm going to start 2025 strong with this, with all my housekeeping stuff because I always forget something. And I started writing it down, and then we had a little real life scramble. So there's some item on there, and I just have a blank spot. So there you go. Housekeeping. So maybe that'll be intermission. I believe that brings us to the Candle of Tales. Huh?
Thank you, Grim.
Candle of
Is it lit or not? I can't tell.
There you go, Ted.
There you go.
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
Candle of Tales.
Tails.
There.
Oh, wow, you
Got it on one
Justice
try.
is hard to kindle.
Justice is kindled.
But what's there?
It's heat resistance, yes.
Todd, we missed you.
Fire resistance.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Todd.
Toby doesn't have proficiency in candle lighting. That's
No, he doesn't.
That's the issue.
It's gotta be way solid.
And normally we would hop right to a journal entry. However, I believe, Randy, your plan was to give the journal entry at the appropriate in-character moment. Okay, so we're switching things up a little bit.
What?
We're switching things up a little bit.
It's a new era, new arc, new way of doing journal entry.
Meanwhile,
Back at the ranch.
I knew you were going to
Back on the island.
You see?
As I just go slow
You see, you laugh. No, I'm not going to be that cruel. This could have happened back at the island. It doesn't. The narrative must move forward. So,
It's all a dream.
as you are finally making your way back to your blessed home, you have a little dream. You have a little visitor. This time, you feel yourself called to that psionic icon, that psychon that is the cathedral that sits in that liminal space between you, Titus, and Concord. And as you're walking up, and since it's been a minute, do you want to describe to our faraway friends what you're always wearing and kind of what state he's in?
He's always kind of in a state of tranquility, like right before like that, when kind of the circus starts, right when you're about to fall asleep, and it's kind of in between what you think, and you can kind of manipulate what's kind of around you. Whenever he goes into that state, and when he is going back to the cathedral, he is wearing the white robes that where he was when he was first entered, but they are still covered in the blood of when he carried the sword. So it does have that staining, so he is kind of that little link to humanity that is in this ethereal kind of plane. And I don't want to say ethereal as canon, but it makes sense. It's a dream-like, white, polished version of Jason Tenderheart's tomb. Of
that would be his understanding of it.
Yeah, and where we lost Merrick and all of those things.
Yes, there are some powerful, bittersweet memories associated with this place already. And you've just begun your journey as the Bellator Sanctus, which translates from the Old Speak to Holy Warrior of Tuea.
I love it.
So you're coming up, instead of Concord alone, you see Concord on one side, and you see the hulking, rather atavistic figure of Wex on the other side. And he actually takes the lead. Aight, kid. We got shit for you, but you only got time for one of us. What'll it be?
Wex, I appreciate your coming. Concord, I know you'll be by my side tomorrow morning.
She nods to you.
Thank you.
And of course, she looks like this flowing golden, almost like you took mercury and it was gold instead.
I always imagine like the justice scales of that, and it just kind of always being that moving force, like it's running water inside of it, but the water being like a silver tin.
Running water indeed.
I love it.
Okay. With that, he turns and he says, "Your blood's weak. Run with me." And he turns and he starts running.
Start running.
Okay. You're very quickly away from the temple, away from, in fact, the island. You're running through a rockier place, a harsher place, a colder place, a more hostile time. And even though he's wearing his crude armor and you're just in robes, you can feel yourself panting pretty quickly. He seems to be tireless so far.
Imagine it's kind of like a winter, like a Skyrim kind of environment.
Yes, actually, that's
wonderful.
a good way. That's a good way of picturing it.
Yeah, like very rocky hills, but almost like every type of ruin would have been a ruin, not of a human civilization, but like a ruin of something even harder.
Cold is intense enough that it's starting to slash you. And he just keeps running, heedless of that. And almost as if to forestall any complaints of it not being fair, he dumps everything that he's carrying on him rapidly, just one or two tranches.
I'm just trying.
And then he's bare to the chest, and he's running. You can see your breath coming out of your body, hot and then immediately cold again. Make a Constitution check. Athletic, or yeah, con check. Con check because athletics is based on strength.
That'll be an 11.
Okay.
Yeah, because if not, if it was athletics, that'd be great.
Well, you didn't know, but in this place, apparently, your old friend exhaustion can start creeping up to you.
Was it a saving throw or just a check?
A check.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you have proficiency in it, you can add that too, though. Which
Okay, yeah, then it would have been a 13.
Okay, so not quite yet. And so you have this Dreamtime experience, Donnie, where this takes forever and it takes no time at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you're running, and eventually you do feel the exhaustion, the daggers in your side, your breath turning like fire coming in and out of your throat, and yet you still run and you run and you run. You're lathered like a long distance horse, just completely soaked, and yet you continue to run. Only your body heat stopping your sweat from becoming crystallized because it's cold enough now. The air's thin here.
Mm-hmm.
Blood's still too thin, and he keeps running.
Keep up with them, whatever I can.
And then finally, as day starts to turn to night, you pitch forward, make another save.
That will be a 15.
Okay. At some point, I'm taking some liberties, but I think Titus is pretty damn stubborn.
Yeah.
At some point, after you fall, you keep going because you're crawling now. And you just keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And the original Bellator Sanctus, who tried to subdue Concord, who tried to use her for evil, who was a brutal man in a brutal time, but in the end did become humanity's actual savior and hero in the end.
Mm.
He's waiting for you on top of this crag, off this rocky crag, and you force yourself up there. And now even your chosen essence is beginning to fail because you're bleeding.
Yeah.
You're very tough skin.
My blood is weak, but I am not. Then he'll get to his feet as much as he can.
And you force yourself up as you're climbing, basically, at this point. You're not even really crawling or walking anymore. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. And he looks for something in you. We're going to tip the scales just a little bit more.
Love it.
And you wake up to the starry night as you're drifting close to home, and you stifle a gasp of pain. And your blood thickens inside of you, and you feel this unbroken chain strengthen. And you can feel the presence of your lineage stronger than you ever have before. This is not the quickening that happens with the Chosen, but it's a very specific thing being restored to you because of who and what you are. Your action burst now restores on a short rest.
Oh, yes!
Oh, no.
Action surge, yeah.
Yeah, accent surge.
Dang.
Talk.
And you feel, in the world of muscle and blood, for the first time, you feel Wex's presence. Not like a god, because he's not, but Titus doesn't have this exact word, but the phrase that pops into his mind that you heard either Nalishli or Wacy use once was divine ancestor.
I like that.
And you are now well and truly, before you face these battles, are back and are now connected to that lineage.
Sick.
Okay. I believe we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger. Also, thank you. I do not have my phone up here with me, but thank you, Grim Reaper, for your 5 gifted.
Thank you, buddy.
We really
you, Grim.
appreciate that. That's a heck of a way to start off.
I'd also say for flavor,
25.
just when he does wake up and feel that tightening in his chest, before he kind of even realizes what has happened, he's over at the mast and his fist is against it as if he did just do an action surge of like,
Okay.
you know, just like,
that completely
like,
that completely makes sense.
the fuck
yeah.
is that? Yeah.
So you have a moment of everybody kind of looking over, and
Instead of panting in a cold sweat and just doesn't say a word and goes back over to sitting down.
okay.
And then also you asked me to keep track of my successes with Concord when I do those daily meditations, and I'm at 5 successes so far.
Okay.
And 0 fails. Sweet.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes. Good that you're reminded
I
of
want to
that.
make sure because I transferred over to a new notebook. A lot of shit could get lost.
We might. Yeah. I'll do the housekeeping with you later on that. But
no worries.
thank you for reminding me. Okay. Marcus, you had a little vision. And in your dream space, you had willed yourself over to whatever was going on to this dream prime temple.
I knew it was a dream, yeah.
Because you knew it was a dream. And then someone was trying to jam a dagger through your throat.
Trying to.
Khalid, make an attack roll at advantage.
Girl?
I don't want to. Just playing the character. He'll whisper, idolator. Idolator. Oh, yeah, that's going to be it's 19 right there, so.
Okay, that's a hit.
Yeah.
It's a critical because of who and what you are. And also he's asleep. So go ahead and roll those.
Is he in prone position?
He is in prone position.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I already have
Did I
advantage.
wake up
but-
from this action surge from that?
Not at that time.
Not bad. Not great. So, good for you.
Blow the battle a little bit more. Jesus Christ, man. Like,
3, 14.
All right.
Plus the actual plus 4.
That's
So
13.
2, 4, 6. What was that? 2, 4, 6, 10, 3, and 1. It's 14.
I mean, how can you argue with mullet? I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I don't even know. Like, I
sure
can't
it's
argue
4,
myself.
6.
4, 6, 8, 10, 14.
Thank you.
Okay. It's all
Plus 4, so
it's all in good faith.
18 damage.
Okay, 18.
And as a bonus action, he will hide.
Yeah. Okay, you can try. You can
try.
Sure. It'll be very difficult on this ship, but you can try, and it is very dark. So go ahead and make a stealth check.
I mean, he's gonna try.
The lead, you son of a gun.
12 plus. It's a 20.
Okay.
30.
And he had covered your mouth, so your cry is just. Everyone make a perception check at disadvantage who is sleeping right now. Not you. Obviously, you're awake. Sorry, I shouldn't have said everyone. Everyone but Marcus.
Are we presuming we're all asleep currently?
You're
We
asleep.
were doing ships on the piloting, so there's at least a chance I would be on one of those
16.
ships.
Captain's piloting right now.
Nice.
16?
Oh shit. That's a 12.
12?
Call 5.
5? What was your stealth?
20.
20? Okay. So she wouldn't see you, and then this is a weird one. I guess make a sleight of hand, Corey. And I want to see how well you muffled his cry. I see if Nalishli is up.
Not that great.
can I bite him?
That'll be 5.
No, he's gone from you.
I mean, as his hand.
No,
God damn.
no,
It
because
is
you just
literally going to be.
You probably got surprised.
It's literally a. Where's my dex at here? Sorry. It is a 5.
Okay.
He gets his
Muffled cries is not that muffled.
Nalishli, you were, and pending your approval as the guiding genius of the character, of course, I will tell you kind of what I felt like her internal process was coming off of the island. But she's asking herself some deep questions right now, basically down the pathway that you were thinking about when you
Should
were
I get bangs?
kind of.
Yeah, like what kind of deep questions?
I'm actually gonna whisper.
Whispers! Everybody, check out the shop of many things.
Don't worry about all
Get
the
some
foundry.
send dice.
Colored dice.
Click
Colored character creations available coming
from Eldritch Foundry.
Undeniable.
But now we just gotta figure out what to do.
Links in the
Construct the
description.
Shout out to them.
I think that's fair. After everything that's going on, but you don't have to run with that if you don't want to.
No, I think that's good.
Okay. So you weren't exactly asleep, but you weren't full. Like you were just really deep, kind of in meditation as you were looking out over the waters, and you're looking aft of the ship right now. So you're looking toward where the island. You can't see it anymore, but where the island would be, and you're just contemplating all of those experiences. And then, much like in the same battle with the vicious, chaotic battle with you, Teeny, where you were paired with Marcus, if you recall. Some deep instinct in you bids you to turn around as you see Marcus jerk violently awake, and you see something has badly pierced even his chosen flesh, and blood is pouring down his neck.
Okay. I'm gonna jump away, rush to his side. Marcus, wake up.
Okay. And at Dex ranks.
That's me.
So that's you. What are you doing?
Are we awake now, or has the alarm been raised?
I would want to wake everyone up.
Okay, you said you had a 12, right?
Yeah. 12 for perception on that.
So because I'm going to say you're reacting to Nalishli, because Nalishli is in motion now, you're fully engaged. So basically you're just hearing her, you pop up, and what would you realistically do on that first split second as you hear her starting to scramble?
It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
Light. As a flame erupts from my hand,
Okay, that
and I
makes sense.
hold it aloft.
That makes sense. Okay, Nalishli, you have a full round. What are you doing? You're the only person who's going to have a full round.
Can I see anything around Marcus?
I mean, this ship is not big. It's much smaller than the one that you came on, and it has no second deck. It's basically a glorified raft with a mast, you know? So you look around, Marcus, make a perception or investigation roll.
Yeah, because if it was blood.
Not great. 9.
Okay. You see Marcus flailing, but you know that his throat didn't slash itself open.
Okay. I'm gonna wake the whole ship up.
What do you do?
I'm going to yell everyone's name loudly.
Okay. Who do you start with? Who like the first two names?
Titus.
Yeah.
Okay. Marcus, Titus, and third person? Grip. Okay. All right.
Because I think that grip would be more useful in this. Hold on.
Roll with it.
Wesa's on the ship too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Wesa instead of grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus, Titus, Wesa, and with her observant feet, and you know she's a very light sleeper anyway, although not as much these days. She's kind of shaking off whatever depression she's dealing with and wakes a little more stupidly than, still stupid with sleep, than she would. Okay, do you want to do anything else that round?
Yeah, actually, I would run over and put my hand on Marcus's neck. I'm assuming that's where the bleeding's coming from.
Yeah.
And he's awake, right?
Yeah, he's awake. Yeah, he's awake now. He survived the initial hit.
Okay. Marcus, can you speak? I'm gonna rip a bit of sheet and tie it around his neck.
Shove it in the hole.
Okay, that'll be the end of your turn then.
Okay.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah.
That's pretty much -1.
Okay.
So I just sort of like laid it on there.
It's a dirty cloth.
It's absorbing the blood at least, right?
So you see it absorbing, you're like, this is
Throw it at you.
this is not working the way it's supposed to. What's going on here?
I've seen them do it 100 times before.
He's not a woman, you know.
Just make a perception check to orient yourself.
Perception, that is a 19.
Yes.
So 18.
Okay, as soon as you hear among the many things that happen, Allie, your character and Titus's character basically made like a strong pact that they were going to fight back to back or side by side, so that never happens again. So you can never get swarmed again, or he gets dragged down, or whatever. So as soon as you hear your comrade in arms screaming out, you come out awake, Concord, and the glow around Concord at night is quite obvious. It's not blinding or anything, but there's no denying that there's potent the will of a goddess making it coruscate and scintillate. Okay, what do you do?
He's going to assess the situation, see that Marcus is bleeding by his neck, assuming that he probably would have thought the bandages would have kind of worked, and he's going to look around to see if he surveys to see where this trail of blood from a dagger being in his neck would have gone.
Okay, that's about all you're going to be able to do this turn. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
That can't do that 19 again. That would have been nice.
Get it.
It's stuck on a 2 and an 18.
Then cocked. Then it's cocked.
Cocked, yeah. Then roll it again.
Okay. Not going to happen again. Even worse, a 7.
Okay.
Fucker.
You're looking around. Grip's light is actually, or flame, I should say specifically. Grip's flame is actually killing your night vision.
Okay.
Okay. So we're now in formal rounds. Wesa basically was just depression waking up that round.
So there was no surprise round then.
That was the surprise round.
Yeah.
But people don't act in the surprise round. That's what I was wondering. I'm okay with it.
No, because she made because she made it, so she basically reacted to the scream. Yeah.
As I'm already awake, am I able to do anything at the end of the?
No.
Okay.
No, because you are absolutely surprised.
Okay.
Okay. No, you got a little unlucky that Nalishli heard you. Okay.
He does have a +5 with alert. So
That's true. Okay, that's true. So you're a little battle precog. Okay, so actually that puts you at what? Initiative? 20-something, probably. What's your dex?
My dex is 10, so no.
15? Okay, so no. 15. So you're still going first.
Sweet. At what part of the ship is the hubbub? Are they more towards the back or the middle?
I'll say center, and
We're kind of on a tune scenario. There's no lower down.
oh no, no. To make this really simple, guys, there's no place on the ship you can't reach in one movement.
Oh, cool.
You're all just there with each other.
So everything is pretty much in plain view with the range of the light. We can see the he's bleeding out. We can see Nalishli tending to him. We can see Titus up in arms.
Yeah.
Whatever direction Titus is looking, I'm going to look the opposite direction and see if there's anything happening behind. I'm checking. I assume that's the direction that the captain would be, the pilot, the former captain. It's my ship now.
Drusos.
All right, make a perception roll.
Yeah, we all have like a. Oh no, good.
Total at 10.
Okay. You just see shifting shadows over there.
I'm going to assume. I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna make my way over that way and just to see if there's anybody causing trouble.
Okay. Nalishli, you believe you're next to actually technically Wesa. Okay. I'm gonna give her a roll to orient. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Is she tally?
What's Wade's initiative?
Where are we at? Higher than yours.
Okay.
Someone attacked Marcus.
Oh, okay. And so she finally gets it together and is up and alert. Nalishli, you're at 16. You're right after her. What do you want to do?
Well,
you see that he's still bleeding. You're afraid he might have been poisoned.
poisoned.
You don't know for sure, but
Just hold an action.
perhaps.
And I still cannot see any threat person in this space.
Some of the crew, some of the exhausted crew is now beginning to slowly kind of come together. Roll and groan and what's going on?
Is there anything I can do for poison? I don't think there is. I'd have to.
Not really.
Yeah. Why do I get the sense he's been poisoned?
Because the blood. Basically, because you rolled really poorly on the medical roll. So he's bleeding, and you're not used to Chosen bleeding like this. So you're like, is something preventing it from stopping his bleeding?
Can you remind me the name? Is it peat moss? What's it called? What's the
Catch moss.
catch moss?
Yeah, catch moss.
Does anyone have catch moss?
I do. Waisa says.
Okay. Waisa, put on his wound.
Right. Okay. So basically, you're just going to be hanging out or guarding him.
Can I try to put the stop him bleeding again?
What did you roll?
I rolled really bad. I rolled like a -1.
You're just not sure what to do. You need to be. It's one of those moments where it's just not connecting in your brain.
Okay.
But okay, so you're there guarding him, I assume.
Last thing I want to try though is, even though I might not be physically present, I'm gonna see if I can sense anything dimensionally, spiritually around my space that feels off.
Okay, make a religion check.
Ooh.
Much better. 19.
This feels purely of man.
Of man.
Yep. Okay, Corey, I believe you're up.
Yeah.
So in the chaos, they have somehow missed you throwing yourself straight flat down on the ground and looking like
That says how badly he
like a
looks.
sleeping crew member. Because they all just look like equal lumps. Make a medicine check.
Not very good. 5 plus my medicine, which is probably nothing.
Yeah, a little something.
A little wisdom, so it's gonna be 8.
That shot would have taken out. You're like, God damn, these chosen. That should have done the deed.
Maybe it's up to me. It's with the fanatical. It's either. I mean,
You have two
two options here.
You have two clear choices.
Yes.
You are reading the situation correctly as a player, Corey.
How likely to go the second option? I'll leave it at that for the sakes. As far as
They are about equally relevant right now, but that's going to change in the next combat round. There are only so many places, even for you. There are only so many places to hide on a glorified raft.
Khalid is. I'm going to use my short sword and go for it.
I agree.
I mean, that's what Khalid would do.
Okay, so you shimmy. You shimmy.
You get
in.
advantage for coming out of stealth.
Yeah, you do.
But you're on the ground prone.
No,
Yeah, you were laying down.
Because you had to throw yourself. You had to throw
You were laying
yourself
down
down.
like you were sleeping.
I can stand.
And you have to get
Move.
past
Takes
me
half your movement.
initially.
That takes your half your movement.
Takes 15. But you're still close enough.
But we're in between.
You are. He's snaking over there. You're holding. She'll be holding an action explicitly for it. You weren't fully up to have a reaction.
We didn't formally end my turn. We just I would have held an action to see if a threat appears. I held a poison bolt.
You need to speak up before I move on.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Toby.
I have my sword drawn, but no sense direction. So
All right. Thank God. Only. Ooh, that is bad, actually. 18 plus.
That is bad, actually.
20.
18.
20. Okay. Roll damage.
That was an 8. D8.
wait, do I get the sentinel feat now that I can attack him because he's
4.
next to someone who's prone next to me?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Nalishli, you also held your action to guard Marcus, so go ahead and roll a counter strike.
Only. Thank God. 4.
Corey does a.
There was a chance, I think, with an 8 and a 4, maybe.
Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
You see this figure arise, and moving on pure instinct, you bring Concord whistling through the night air.
Yep.
And
he says.
What did you get?
Do I add anything to this?
Yeah, it's a normal attack. So
Normal
it'll be-
attack? Plus
so it'll be
5.
Plus 5.
Plus 5, sorry.
16.
Actually, with Winter's Harvest now, that would be a plus 6.
Oh, I add one more for
Yeah.
winter. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
16, you said, or 17? Okay. Both of you connect. Roll damage.
Okay, and that's 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 6.
1d8
1d6.
as the base damage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus 1d6 for radiant damage.
Okay, so
I
that's
didn't roll
8.
that well.
I still had 20 hit points.
5 plus.
So you would have to get through that first. That would have been a lot
plus
easier.
the normal piercing. So that's
It's just like I still had that.
19 damage.
Okay.
What is it that I rolled? What dice? For
Base of die 10. And then your And that'll be a +3.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, 1d10 +3.
Ooh, 10.
Y'all need
10?
a
13. Okay, so that was the total of 32 points of damage in one motion. All right, so this man who you had taken into your camp, soft-spoken, reasonable, measured, you absolutely obliterate. And what pieces are left of him, or how do you hack him up as he eats three times as much damage as his body could sustain?
I imagine when he's going for it, basically it'll just be a flash and a flash, and then it will just kind of be me initially reaching the end of our strike, and then him being there, and then him kind of collapsing, and then you just start to see the chaos of what he was.
I like that. Did you have the resilient or tough feat?
no.
No? Okay.
Healer.
Okay. Because if you did, you actually get death saves. Okay. But as it is, you see his life force almost instantly snuffed out, just bleeding in the beat of one or two hearts. Wasta stifles a gasp, but she is disciplined enough to run to Marcus. Why don't you roll a medicine check for her, Allie?
What is she plus for her medicine?
She has a decent plus.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay.
Can I? Oh no, I can't help.
It's not good.
Okay, so it's just not making sense in my head right now. But you are kind of recovering. You've coughed up enough blood now. Make a con save. Let's see if you can rid yourself.
16.
16.
Nice.
Okay. Now your chosen essence does reassert itself.
Am I aware of everything that's just happened for the last 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was quick. I know these are supposed to be 6-second rounds, guys. That was more like 2 seconds. That was very fast because this is all body to body on a raft.
Yeah.
So this is, you're not moving very much.
Can I feel his life force is gone?
No.
So I cannot feel that it's...
You do not have a mystical connection to his life
Because I can
force,
feel
no.
my sisters leaving the body.
Right, that's your sister.
Gotcha. Well, fair enough. I want to know why. I'm actually going to reach over to Khalid with a glowing hand, and I'm going to try to heal him.
Okay.
Because I want to know why.
What do you
It's not a bad idea. To be honest.
Hey, trust me, I didn't plan on killing you in one shot. But we did it.
But it's that same turn, so I'm hoping that there's still enough time that I can actually get to him before he's dead.
So you reach out.
I mean, he just does. Does he get death saves? I don't know. Let me know.
Well, I mean, first hit would probably have killed you. Second hit would have been an action.
No, because you didn't get taken down in one hit. So actually, yes. All right, you reach over to him. What do you say?
Why? Just touch you down, dude.
The gold does not come.
Please allow me to heal him so that we can understand why he chose to betray us. To where?
You feel a hard iron no.
Then I'll just pull it into myself and heal myself then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
I'm going to search his body, and then I'm also going to call out to anyone out. I go, anyone else on the ship who wants to live, step into this light now.
Okay. That's right. We did make him. Yeah, Corey, make your first death save. You're right.
Yeah, you told me to do that. So.
No, because we were going back and forth on whether or not he was. Then that's right. We did decide to make him. You're right.
He fails the first one.
Okay. You can see him taking shallow breaths. Take your goddess's imprimatur for what it is.
That's why I pulled it into myself.
Yeah. No. I mean, as you will. Okay, the two of you though see him still breathing. The crew kind of shakes off the sleep. The captain says, "Okay, all of you, up." And he moves over there.
Who was this man to you?
A business partner. A long-time business partner. Well, you understand their things. Shit.
And I just rise.
Okay. You understand that there are things that men don't ask each other. He was... And he's like nervously licking his lips. He was very likely even Gladius Lux. Oh, you haven't had the pleasure yet, have you?
I'm gonna grab him, and I'm gonna slowly walk over to the side of the ship and be like, "Why don't you inform me?" As if I'm about to just drop him.
Oh yeah. You can feel his skin get clammy under your grip. Gladius Lux is the disposal arm of the Church of Light. They take care of problems before they become bigger problems. One does not ask about these things if one is not inside of Gladius Lux. I assure you, it's not healthy, my lord. But Khalid was a perfectly fine business partner for many winters.
Any other secrets you'd like to keep from me now? That kind of like
That
jingle.
wasn't my. Yeah, I'm like kind of. He's almost like over the edge now. He's like, that wasn't something that I confirmed for a reason.
Any other suspicions?
Plenty.
And I'm gonna pull him back, throw him on the ground, and be like, "Why don't you inform me in my company here before I don't save you?"
What?
From me. Inform me of your suspicions. And then I'll ask Waisa to be like, search his body. And like, everyone empty everything that you have.
Dominique Waisa says, he's still breathing. I might be able to save him. Make another death save.
7. Nope.
Okay. Grip and Nalishli, do you want to do anything while this is playing out?
I'm keeping an eye on all of the people looking for additional.
In case there's an additional attack.
I'm kind of making that eye to Grip to be like, go around. Like, just let's keep our guards up.
Okay.
And I'm also the same to Nilishly. Like, this is almost not old hat, but like this is the first time that you've seen us be like pretty like
It's kind of old hat.
organized. So oh no,
At this point. For him, that's true. Yeah.
Grip's probably reacting to how me and Nilishly are kind of circling in case if there is anything else happening.
My instinct was to not have anyone be behind me to make sure I can have an eye on
100%.
it. So that was the thing that I was
Sick.
to make sure what was happening.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like triangle defense, basically just
All around Marcus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
Nalishli. Okay. All right. All at this point, I assume holding actions for some sort of assault. Okay. Sorry, you were addressing Waisa? Oh, no, it was Marcus. Yeah, go ahead.
Dwayne already said no.
Oh,
I tried.
there are conventional means.
Dwayne's pretty insistent.
And I have the utmost respect
For the
for the goddess of justice. However, she's not the goddess that I follow. And my lord may have need of his information in the world of muscle and blood.
I might, and if we don't get what we want, he'll swim back. You may proceed, Waisa.
I think she's just fast enough that you don't have to make that last death save, I think.
I think.
Do I have to accept it? I don't know. You tell me.
Can I help her?
That's the first time it's ever.
That? No.
Can I assist her?
that's
Resurrection, yes.
She said no, I'm not going to use her power, but I agree with her actually.
You don't see how you can.
Okay.
This is something that's unique to Waisa and Waisa alone.
Oh, is she sharing her blood with him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would ask
No.
Waisa not to do that.
No. No. And I slap my hand over his mouth. No.
Conventional means. Not your.
We will not lose you two to this traitor.
He'll probably die then.
And that's fine as his faith.
As you say.
He will let Marcus die.
And Waisa tries, so this is going to be at an increased DC because she's having a moment. Go ahead and roll for her again.
Do you want me to roll for her? 16.
That's
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Waisa pulls out some metaphorical black magic, and she manages to expertly staunch the bleeding. She's obviously studied the use and time with catch moss. And she listens. She's not stupid though, so she takes out her enchanted dagger and she's ready to stab him if he tries anything stupid. As she turns her ear to his lips and she listens to his breath. Very, very likely, Domini. He's some sort of hidden chosen. That shouldn't have worked. Not as far gone as he was. And she backs off a little bit.
Yeah, search his body. And
That son of
What's Khalid like right now?
that lying son of a bitch, the captain says.
What's Khalid like right now?
You're fluttering between life and death.
Let me know if and when I'm aware
Okay.
of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tie up his hands
Okay.
and his feet.
Two quick questions.
Yeah.
Any historical info or awareness of Gladius Lux or the workings of the Church of Light in this clandestine manner in the world of Muslim blood?
Unlikely for your character, but make either a history or religion check.
It'll be history, please.
Okay.
Not bad. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20. You don't know as much on them as like a 20 would be for other areas. But there were occasional outreaches by the church.
Indeed.
And so one that ended in pretty spectacular fashion. And aside from being insulted by that particular brother, you also did pick up little tidbits here and there. And so you think that what the captain is saying is largely correct, that there's some sort of enforcement arm. Separate from, and with the 20, I'll say, separate from a conventional military force.
The out of character issue that I'm wanting to check on and see if I can be aware of in character is he might try to end his life as soon as he becomes conscious so he does not disseminate information.
Oh, kind of like a...
With advantage,
Heil Hydra.
because you do know where he's coming from. Make an insight check.
That's a natural 20 with
Yeah.
advantage.
Yay! Okay. Woo! Yay! Teen angst doesn't completely blind you to the possibility. You think
That's
it's
my grip.
you think with the ferocity and fervor that he was assaulting Marcus with, even though he had to know he couldn't win that fight,
That was what gave me the suspicion.
you think it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
Titus, if he wakes up, he's going to try to kill himself. Bind his hands.
Yeah, no, he already.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
you already did?
Yeah.
My bad, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'll take the...
He might have some sort of poison capsule or some other means. There's something that we can learn from him.
I'm going to take the ripped bandage that you had. I'm going to tie it directly behind. And then I'm also, so I'll gag him that way. Hands and feet are bound. Strip him completely nude and string him up.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do.
As the crew, as Zuma starts to say something, the captain just shakes his head and waves him off. He's made his choice. And
Can I use my Truth Seeker on the captain just to get a general, like, oh shit, I just got to keep my head down. I know he's scared about dying because of his connection with this man right here. I understand all that, but I'm looking to see if there's something ulterior underneath it that he's like trying to keep looking at him. Don't look at me. Keep looking at him.
what do you ask?
I'm just watching him.
I mean, to invoke that.
Great Goddess, give me the ability to understand the situation.
You feel her with you? Okay, so yeah, you now have expertise on insight. Go ahead and roll.
19.
Hell yeah.
Way.
Total?
Khalid for president?
Yes, that's it.
The captain is canning enough that nothing he has told you is a lie.
However, I'm sensing there's some shadings of the truth around the quite a few of them.
There may be some shadings of the truth. The exact parameters you're not sure of, but as you're listening to his voice, he is he has multiple concerns going on. The one thing I will tell you is you do not believe that he is a direct colleague with Khalid. I.e., you do not believe he is currently a member of Gladius Lux.
I would be more than willing to benefit.
But probably so. Yes.
Move on over to him, and I'm going to kneel down. Blood just drenched my clothes
Yeah.
right now.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
It happens. Not the first time. Won't be the last. However,
No, it won't.
we won't. We gonna have a talk. All of us together. All of us together.
Oh, not just me. Good.
Not just you. All of us. And you. Absolutely.
I don't know that I have much more to contribute, honestly.
Tue is the goddess of truth. You have plenty to contribute, my friend. But I am inclined to believe at this moment, my friend, that you had nothing to do with this attack on me.
Well, clearly.
Clearly. But I do understand gradations and shades of gray around the truths of things. We're going to have a nice chat. You can get out of this, and I think you will. I would need to know more about him, where you met him, how you met him, the places you met him, how long he's worked for you. When he disappears, how long is that for? Things like that.
For, what was your title now? Emissary? For the emissary of a goddess of the goddess of truth, you have a very suspicious mind, Effendi.
I've been attacked twice now with the intent to be killed. My friends and my family have been killed as well. Or at least they have tried. I'm about done with lies.
Understandable. I will be as cooperative as I know.
Absolutely you will. I'm going to give a nice
Okay.
squeeze on the shoulder. Slap. There we go.
You can, I mean, his clothes are drenched from sweat.
I'm sure.
Okay. Under Wace's ministrations, Khalid, your chosen essence does begin to reassert itself.
Oh my gosh.
And you're hovering in that, actually no longer hovering between that place of life and death. You start to come back, and you have we'll say the equivalent of 1 hit point.
Can I just continue to be passed out?
You can. You
Deception?
can make a deception. Yeah, make a deception roll.
We'll roll a different die. Ooh, natural 20.
Okay.
Plus his hit like plus.
Yeah, no. You have a fat deception. Yeah. Okay. And
Meant to be for combat.
Wasa did check you over, but you think you passed the sniff test, at least for now.
He is strung up nude on this open sea.
So when you say strung up, how do you describe to me how he is?
So I'm using those ropes and those bandage and any type of hook or anything that would be hanging off of the mast.
The mast. On the mast. Okay.
Yeah, truly, like, very.
Okay. Done. Yeah.
So I'm imagining that it's quite cold.
Yeah, after a while it would be. You're right.
I have a question.
Periodically, I would be taking his dagger and kind of just running it along his skin, and then also very close to his dick and balls that are completely.
Jeez.
Damn.
Wasa says, Domini,
You know they call this castration.
Right. We ain't need to be cruel here, Dominic.
careful. I just mean that he's in a delicate state, and if we want whatever information he has, it could be the last nick pushes him over the edge.
If he's chosen, he'll be back.
Still, we ain't need to be cruel about this.
I want to take a closer look at that dagger, too, that he had on him. And also any of his other personal effects, if we
Okay.
can kind of go through those. And
I'm playing around with my tongue because I want to know if I can bite my tongue off or not. I'm just trying to figure it out.
gagged.
I know I'm gagged. I'm imagining I'm gagged, but he does have sleight of hand and stuff, and so
Sleight of tongue?
I don't know
not that
if it's
cool.
possible.
It's body manipulation. You know what? Titus, make a sleight of hand roll, and it's not going to be a 1-to-1, so it is going to be harder than just a flat roll. But I want to see, make a sleight of hand roll and make a sleight of tongue roll.
I got 11.
11 total.
I got a 10.
I got a 10 flat dice.
Oh, plus sleight of hand or what?
Yeah, sleight of hand.
Oh, that would be still 10. Again, he's not.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So, question for you, Corey:
I got 11.
Are you willing to risk another deception roll to be a little bit more overt about trying to push the gag to a point where you can bite down, or no, and like reveal that you're active again?
That, and I mean, there's a couple of things here. So there's that. I also want to know, based on how I'm tied up, if I have rope use, right?
Yeah.
If I can understand the aspects of that. So I'm basically sort of evaluating things right now. I don't want to make overt.
Okay, so you're not going to be overt.
Evaluating, like, okay, there's, he didn't do that great job on this one rope area.
Titus, since you did it, go ahead and make a sleight of hand roll on the ropes.
Okay.
Let me see how well.
That is a 16.
Okay, total.
Yeah.
So pretty good job. Not impossible to get out of, but pretty good. Titus knows his way around a
I will
rope.
then attempt to bite my tongue off with the deception.
Okay, you're not there yet because the gag is still in place.
Whenever that happens.
Okay. I mean, the torches are just going to keep going, y'all. Unless you stand down. Marcus seems okay.
What time is it?
How much did you? How much?
I am down 3 because I got a 5 plus my.
All right, so yeah.
Time,
So you basically just have a bit of
Nick.
a bit of a nick now. Yeah.
Shaving.
You would have chosen the very darkest, point, so possible.
And there was no poison, I'm assuming.
Not that you felt, no. If there was, it either was too old, didn't take, or something else happened.
Just stopped it away. Yeah.
Torches roll on.
What time was it again?
Eastern sky begins to lighten.
Yeah, do we notice him? Trying to remove the gag from his mouth? Okay.
Not yet, because that deception was really good.
I'm going to take that time to redo my spell list while I'm resting. If the torches are rolling off, you're still resting at that time. Do I have enough time to actually change my spell list through?
You would need to go back to sleep.
Gotcha.
Corey, make a con save because you're going to lose circulation in your arms.
Don't need those anymore.
A 2.
Okay. So your
battle.
your arms are
I clean with.
as the torches roll on, your arms go numb.
Poor Khalid.
So who is going back to sleep?
We just poke him once in a while.
Who is going back to sleep and who is staying up?
I'll be staying up, and I'm
Okay.
watching him so intently.
Okay.
And then also every now and again, I will just take a stick and just kind of whack him. Not like hard, but like how you like a horse to get it to get you.
Yeah.
That's not hard. It won't matter.
I'm going to go back to sleep then because I still need to change my spell list up.
Okay.
Before I do, I'm going to just stand up, look at everybody. Thank you, all of you. You for being right there when I first woke up. You for doing what you do so well. Thank you, all of you. I need to sleep.
We'll keep an eye.
Thank you. And I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to change. Can I change things out?
Not yet.
Okay.
Wesa, because you need to pray on the back end of that too, uninterrupted.
Understood.
Wesa doesn't respond to you, but she drags her cloak and a couple other things she had set out next to you, and then she lies down.
And I'm whispering her, I wasn't willing to lose you either.
And she just kind of, you feel rather like a shuddering breath kind of go through her. She
Hold her as I go to
gives
sleep.
you a little nod.
Right. With my daughters. Yeah.
Yeah. Nilishli, are you staying up too with Titus, or are you going?
Yeah, I'm staying up.
Okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Powered down long enough.
You're using that. Yeah, no, actually, you probably
I'm
did.
good.
No, you probably did. With your 20 con, you're probably fine. And then Grip.
I'll stay up as well. I would suggest we keep all of the crew just kind of together, and then
Yeah.
I'll take over the.
You take over the pilot. Okay, so the captain is no longer piloting.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no weird tomfoolery as he ticks you off a couple degrees over several torches or whatever. Okay.
Fair enough.
Let's see, Corey. We need to resolve this. So, at some point, you're going to have to reveal your hand because Titus was too thorough with your restraints. So you're going to have to do something a little more overt.
A little overt
Okay.
with a deception.
So,
And I will use my deception specialization too.
Yep. Okay. So you're going to risk it. Nilishli, Titus, and Grip, go ahead and make perception rolls in this case. I know usually it'd be insight. Insight or perception. Either way is fine with me.
Is there any chance Khalid is rolling a disadvantage due to the torches of exposure, losing circulation in his hands,
I got a 15.
being bound, and
And I'm only staring at him with
Only
a stick
being
in my
stared at
hand.
by someone who's very intent on him. I got a 14.
14,
After 24.
24,
11.
11.
15.
Okay, you are kind of rough and out of it, but you try to chomp down. Make it a hit roll on yourself.
You remember his background.
No.
His training.
Can I also shove the stick in his mouth before he even tries to clench his jaw, since I probably noticed that he is awake if he is trying to move anything?
You haven't noticed he's awake yet. You now know. But
Okay.
You get that one action first.
yep.
Ooh, a 17.
Okay.
Plus whatever my other bonus. What are we getting?
You see his body spasming and jerking, and you know immediately what it was. All of you do. This is a crafty motherfucker. What do you do in that split second?
And I'm noticing him that he's trying to bite down on his tongue.
You see blood coming out of his.
I'm gonna take that stick that I have, break it, shove it in between his mouth, going all the way back to his jaw, so he can't basically close down whatsoever.
Okay, because
if the stick was large enough, I wouldn't.
I have a 14
broken it.
strength, by the way. So
yeah, it's going to be hard. Make a to stick roll.
It's a flat 20.
Do
Or?
the other do y'all want to do something in the split second, because you were basically standing guard over him?
Is it plus my to hit?
To hit.
Okay, then that will be a 21.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what are you doing?
I don't think I'm able to react.
Okay, you're like-
I'm worried I'm
Yeah.
going to hit Titus or something.
Okay,
That's
all right. So as the blood comes out of his mouth, maliciously, is there anything
Yeah,
you
I
want to do?
mean, I didn't roll very well to do anything, so.
I mean, do you want to try to pry his jaw open, or
Can I do that? That's like a mini action I can do?
you can try?
All right, I'm going to try to pull his jaw open.
You're basically grappling his face.
We just want to make sure that we're not going to rip his jaw off.
Yeah, yeah.
You're strong, but you're not that strong.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a grapple check. And this is going to be a disadvantage
can I mean, if they're that
disadvantage?
close,
Oh, no.
for him, because he's.
can I try to butt my head? I mean, if they're actually that close on
Do I
me.
add anything for a grapple?
Well, she was 5 feet. She was.
Aren't I hung up?
But not much.
Yeah, you're strung up.
Probably.
What I need to do? Grapple?
A grapple
13.
as you just try to climb your jaw.
Disadvantage.
Okay.
Or disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage.
All right.
Is this the exhaustion that would?
That's not bad. That's only a 9.
Okay, so you do chomp down, and since they are reacting, but they were staring at you, technically your action goes off. This is where the weird binaries don't really work that well. So essentially, you send yourself into shock, and start making death saves.
It sucks.
He would be. In this one case, your chosen essence is actually working against you, Corey, because if you were a normal human, that shock would have just killed you.
Yeah.
But
A 2.
a 2. Okay.
That was a Jerry drop, by the way.
Yeah, that was the patented Jerry drop. Which you'll have to do a deep lore video on that sometime. But
This was in case I needed it for you, too.
yeah, you did manage to get the stick partially jammed in there because Nalishli opened his face. And then you finish getting the stick in there so he can't do that trick again twice, but you see him starting to convulse. And blood is rushing down his mouth, but he is still breathing in this moment. I'll go by Dex round, so Nalishli or no, actually, sorry, Grip, you're the fastest. Is there anything you want to do that
Trying to kill himself.
I'll go Wake
very
Wesa.
upset by this.
What's up? Oh, Wesa?
Wake Wesa.
Okay.
Wesa!
Okay, this time she's only lightly dozing.
He's at it again. Can you get him?
She gets up and runs over. She looks at you.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I thought she was gonna do the conventional healing, not to save herself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't want him to. If he's trying to kill himself,
You don't
we've
want
seen enough of.
You don't want him taking her down.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
I mean, if anything, that's gonna be in favor to him.
So I slapped my hand over his mouth the first time, but none of that.
Okay. So that we don't unnecessarily draw out this rather macabre scene.
Is it double my hit points? I'll get 2 death saves on that damage one.
It's total.
okay, I'm joking.
It's total. You probably start retching. You might. I'm not going to say that on stream. What might happen? For those of you who really want to know, maybe I'll leave it in a comment.
Yeah. Maybe drink my own blood.
combat.
Vote for MVP.
No, it's really, no, it's really bad because I
vote,
know
you
what
guys
people
get an
actually
extra
do in this
clue.
scenario. No, but she forces between Titus and Alishli. Waysa's with her assistant. She's able to force some catch moss around your tongue, and basically bandage your tongue. And she swaddles your tongue to such an extent that she protects it from you.
Nice.
Is it bad enough where I can't even talk now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of the main goals.
Okay.
The main goal is to keep you alive.
So
There's other ways of talking for reading a written learn man yourself.
it's true. It's true. And we can say that you passed a very uncomfortable and unconventional 2 days. Now he's going to lose his arms by the end of 2 days if you don't.
Will he stay alive?
Will he stay alive? Waysa can keep him alive. Yeah.
Yeah, then that's fine.
Okay.
After about a day, I'd probably want him down and just bound it to the.
Is there a barrel on the ship?
I can't watch him.
Is there a
being
crate on the ship? Because we have a carpenter.
There were a lot of supplies.
This was only what you could salvage. Yeah, I'll say that there's still a crate, and there is like a smaller. There are a couple smaller casks for water.
Okay. Yeah, anything that we'd have outside of that, I would put him inside and just have his arms completely spread out and just kind of save those holes out so he can't move. Just basically construct a immovable Iron Maiden around him with his arms and legs exposed.
That's too elaborate.
That's fine.
But you can.
I just want to say that on stream. Don't fuck with me.
I mean, we could just lower him down on the mast so he's.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Fine.
Yeah, have to do the practical thing.
At some point, I will try to bash my head. You know.
Yeah.
No. Your head is now secure. Also, your mouth is pried open, and I'm walking around with a spray bottle like you're a snake plant.
Onto your.
I'm spraying you in the mouth so you don't get it.
Onto your tricks.
Yeah.
Lead. They are onto you.
We are coming back to Juramentum in some sort of fashion,
So
folks.
one of the spells that I changed over, if I have my time to do, was for Zone of Truth.
Okay.
And if she will allow it, I want to heal his tongue, and I want him to start talking
Okay, and that's kind of your intent as you
over the
approach
next
him.
day or so that we have.
Okay.
Out here.
Nice.
I don't want to torture, but
I'm just trying to keep him alive. He's the one who's torturing himself.
yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
You know that Titus is walking a very narrow
Yeah.
line right now.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't want to torture him.
But you
he's trying
also,
to torture himself.
but you also haven't. Don't try to BS the goddess of truth. But you don't. You also.
Just don't want you to die, buddy.
You see him somewhat managing to blend his ferocious protection and his innate cruelty together. So yeah, about the time that like his arms are going to turn blue and fall off.
Yeah.
And then you also know that the rot's going to set in shortly after that. You do, you adjust him so he's a little bit more. And when you have that clear intent, you feel that there is a marginal relaxation on that iron wall, and you do feel the gold beginning to flow again as you contemplate Khalid.
During this time, can I also contemplate why there was such a hard no? Was it because I was so angry about it? I just wanted to know why.
You don't know yet.
Because it wasn't through caregiving. Gotcha.
You don't know yet.
Okay. I'm gonna ponder that for a while too, while I'm not there.
Okay.
And at that point, then I'm gonna come on over and we're gonna heal you.
Okay. You feel how much do you heal him for?
Just enough to keep him alive, so he can't do something like bite his tongue. Okay.
Game mechanics.
Okay, got it. Sorry. I'm going to use.
What level you use and all that
I
stuff.
am going to use a level 1
You can also use preserve life.
healing word.
Oh, cool.
the 1d4 instead of the 1d8.
Okay.
And it's like the Reiki heal. No, preserve life is actually a better idea. Yeah, that actually is a better idea. I'm going to spend the time, sit down in front of you, and I'm just going to allow my divinity to flow on out of me. It's like this golden wave.
Did you have to make an attack roll since I'm not willing? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No, but you hate it.
This is horrible.
You absolutely hate it.
No, this is torture. Yeah.
And you
It goes to everybody. A little bit of just that light to everybody. Because I know we've all had a hard time, and this is like cooling, gentle.
you can hear the crew whispering, and they're horrified as this goes on and on and on.
So is murder.
And You see his wounds knit to where his life is sustained. But you know, as soon as you take the restraints off this guy, he's going to kill himself. And you get a pretty clear sense that if the person wants to end their life, it's their life.
She won't stop that because it's their life.
And it would interfere with their free will.
Yeah. All right, well. He's healed as much as he's going to be for now. I can make an area where truth can't be, or where lies cannot be spoken to us.
Half.
He does not require him to answer, but his silence is often an answer enough.
Understood.
All right. Have your questions ready. This doesn't last long.
You better begin so he doesn't bite his tongue off. Actually, simple yes and no's.
I don't know if it works like that. I think he actually has to speak the truth or not speak the truth. I have an instinctual understanding of my spells. Is that how that works? That on the semantic level here.
Yeah, the description.
Yes, but it doesn't say that they have to speak. They can simply just choose not to answer. Okay, so then it's a okay. Then yeah, I'm going to go with that. Somewhere in there. Okay.
So do you invoke it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Grant the sanctified space that lies cannot be told here. With your blessing.
And do you feel Tuea's presence loud and clear?
And I'm gonna keep a gag there ready in case if he does try
Starts
to do
biting.
anything. But yeah, so basically he's like,
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. This gets the crew's attention. Some of them instinctively back away as they feel this weird presence. What's the range on that? Because it's pretty big.
Let me go find it real fast. All right.
Make sure to write that down so we don't have to do it again.
Say like 20.
Yeah, I know I also have it, but I think it's 20.
You do. For you, though, they actually have to touch.
Yeah, the touch
They have to
is
touch
like-
Concord. Yeah. I don't think you've revealed that to anybody yet either, because that was all internal. So the ones who are close.
It's 60 feet. The last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So they're
Wow.
all of them are all of them try to back away. Then
This does not compel you, as I look to all of them, this is not to compel you to release your life's history. You can just not say anything and it'll be fine.
Zone.
You just will not be allowed to lie in this area.
they look unimpressed and
That's fine. I don't care.
Just be quiet.
unrelieved.
Yeah, that's all I said.
Okay.
Are you a Gladius Lux? Oh, it's like that.
All he's respond with is idolator.
Idolator. Anybody know?
Is that something that I might recognize as a Tatlum or
Idolater.
idolater? Gotcha.
You cannot actually believe that there is only one God in this world. You can't actually believe that, can you?
The world is ignorant, Marcus.
Yes. Starting to see that.
That's basically what he responds with.
I understood.
Who sent you?
Can we break some bread with him?
I could try. This does feel rather close to what my mother would have done, though, I have to tell you. And I'm
Too
the
much, don't.
and I'm the one that doesn't, and I'm the one that follows more vicious gods than you, Marcus. I'm impressed that she's willing to go along with this. She must have a great deal of faith in her emissary.
I hope so. Thank you, but I'm not sure what to do right now. I don't want to take his free will away from him as the time ticks by. I don't want to take his free will away from him.
I'm watching the clock because we're doing this in real time.
I also need answers. We need answers.
Well,
I will continue to try to charm my tongue.
yeah.
I mean, you all.
No, you're back.
All right. I can break his will eventually.
Well, I just need to know why. What?
Marcus, believe me, I understand your
I
needs.
don't know what to do here.
I understand your needs very well.
I think the lie is obvious.
The lie is obvious. I know. I just don't know what to do here. Do your thing if you can. If you can't, that's fine.
Dominique?
You are my advisor.
You poor, poor, sweet man. The things that you have suffered. Here, let me give you a bit of water first.
You like
You fight, eventually they force it down your throat.
Go waterboarding.
And then, and see? We're friends now.
well, they force it by the throat. I can bite my tongue at some point. You can't.
Poison.
You can't do.
Yeah, sure.
You put it down your nose, buddy. It all goes to the same place.
They have you in their power.
We'll try to headbutt, whatever. Yeah,
You are
exactly.
helpless as you have your head tied there. Make a wisdom save at disadvantage.
Gee willikers. Failed horribly on one of them.
He's mine.
Understood.
Who sent him here? He came with a purpose.
Who sent you here? I really need to know. And now you're charmed, so you're going to answer her as a friend.
I can answer a friend, and it doesn't force me to reveal deep secrets.
Not
like
deep
that.
secrets.
You're still in the zone of truth, though, so you can't lie to your friend.
Well, he can, but he'd have to make a roll against it. But yeah, she bats her eyes at you.
Isn't she pretty?
Myself. By accident here.
Could be. What more?
There's more of them. Are there any in your city?
Why did you attack him?
He serves a false god.
I can see how you would think that. I really can. Are there more of them in Juramentum that you know of?
Not that I know
I think he's telling the truth.
How can we tell about other Gladius Luxes?
We can't, can we?
We don't know of each other.
The Church of Light Domini is not the only society that has these sorts of measures in place.
And your captain? And I'll make daggers at the captain.
Did the captain know?
No. Business partner. 10 years.
Was this a spontaneous event of his? Like he was trying to just cruise some favor for his peeps? Balls?
I'm not asking that, Marcus.
Fair enough.
We already know the answer to that. You're a blasphemer. This was all very predictable. Thank you. Permission to kill him.
Permission granted. Thank you, Waste. And then I'm gonna take his body.
Wait,
Most dominating.
And just
before you do, final rites. I have to. I'm sorry. Go with wherever you're gonna go. Good luck to you, whatever you're gonna do. Move on to the next life.
And I didn't want to break the narrative, but of course she juiced it with her venom. Both
Just probably gotta do it a few more times just to make sure.
just to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Death saves and all that.
Maybe 1, 2, and then a third in.
What's
if not, Great Lake will take care of that.
What's the minute likes? What's the minute time? About 5 minutes left. Do we have on it?
4, I think. Yeah.
Captain, a word
Or not.
or not. You have been cooperative this entire time with this situation. I do believe that you have anything to do with this, and by his own words, you didn't.
I'm addicted to breathing.
It's a good place for you. Are you harboring any unkind feelings towards me beyond the normal? Beyond the normal, you know what I mean. Are you going to try something later if we let you go?
Define try.
Sell me out,
Something.
kill me, kill her, kill him, anything that might be detrimental to our mission.
I can promise you this. I have always and will continue to act in me and my crew's best interests.
Your crew included Khalid.
And now it doesn't. And I did act in his best interests, as best as I knew how. I don't think any of the rest of my crew is Gladius Lux. And if that son of a bitch was a hidden chosen all of these winters, he did a very good job hiding it. And I wish I had known that, because I would have put him to better use, and I would have talked him out of this madness.
Do you know how to contact them? Any of their agents?
He's dead.
Probably.
What? No way.
Maybe.
How do you do so? How would you do so?
There are a number of options.
Such as?
That is not a discussion I'm going to have.
And why not? We're all friends now.
No, we're captives, and you've made that abundantly clear.
You made it abundantly clear when he tried to kill one of my friends.
Stipulated, Domini. Absolutely.
Continue to quack wise. Please, do me a favor, because Wacer was the only one who got her justice. I'm happy to get more.
TikTok. Time's wasting.
There's a lot of talk of justice around here.
How do we contact them?
It's all places that none of you would go to anyway. None of you are going to Lepta Secunda. None of you are going to Zahar. These are all places. Now, you can have your shit-eating grin, Grip, if you like, but that's just the truth of it. Your ass would be dead if you went there now.
No shit.
What? Aside from the living through the immediate moment, what do you want in life, Captain? What do you want most in life? Just what?
Prosperity, women, fun, spice.
Do you think you could?
Not necessarily in that order.
Do you think that you could find that working with us if you ain't part of this?
I think that I'm going to get as far away from you people as I possibly can for a while, and I'm going to let you bash the heads of Leptis Regium, and I'm going to let those fools in Leptis Regium bash their heads on your chosen asses. And when it's all said and done, we'll see who's still breathing.
What about you, Zuma? Meet Lucius.
Zuma says, "For now, my lord, we'll go where the captain goes, but you do have a priestess here, and I don't know. I don't know."
And then, Lucius, the cabin boy.
He just kind of sidles over to meet the cook and doesn't really say anything.
I'll just give them like a polite nod, and then Cornelius.
He was the rescued slave. Yeah. I think I rather like my chances staying with these crazy chosen, Captain, if it's all the same to you. Actually. I'm a fair hand with numbers.
And if you don't try to kill anyone on my crew, you're more than welcome in Juramentum.
Khalid just jammed, with due respect, my lord, Khalid just jammed a knife halfway through his throat and he came up from the dead. In the face of that, I'm not going to do anything.
I know that.
It's not the knives that we fear most in this. It's the knowledge.
Well, yes, and now that I'm not a slave anymore and don't intend to go back to being one, the fact that I know that I'm numerate is a bit of a problem. So I'll probably stay. You say there are no slaves, yes?
Yes.
Then that's probably where I'll be.
Meet Lucius. You have a place with us too if you wish. Or you could stay here if you wish. The choice is yours. And
on that, we will wend our way toward our first intermission of 2025. Y'all, that was brutal.
Dude, that was so close to cutting your dick off.
I would have stopped it.
No castration.
Yeah.
The thing is, you kept trying like biting. Oh.
Yeah, no castration.
All right. So
Almost Balon Greyjoy there.
good. That's a good reference, Ellie.
I'll fix this later.
I believe, Corey, I believe we're still going to do a raffle soon here. Yes.
We can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Awesome.
Yay.
I will find my phone, faraway friends, and I will be in communication with production. We will get our stuff together. So, thank you so much. And please enjoy the new bios that producer Justin worked really hard to make. And there might just be a little something over here. Some new music for Darkeport.
It's so cool.
It's really good. It's really good, y'all. Woo! Okay, see you at the other end of intermission. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Eldritch Foundry is evolving. Bringing you a virtual army of miniatures like never before in full tabletop-ready color. Paint your miniatures in our upgraded creation tool, then bring them to life in stunning one-to-one detail as 3D printed miniature masterpieces. With complete control over your digital color scheme, you can point and click for simple color fills or go all in on highlights, shading, brush techniques, and more. Create epic heroes and madness-touched monsters that are truly yours. Miniatures are 3D printed in perfect color detail using a new PolyJet 3D printing process, giving you unique, bespoke models ready to delve into any dungeon as part of your next campaign. Everything from one-off player characters to dungeon mobs and boss-level monsters that will make every player in your group jealous. But that's not all. You can take things fully digital and export into leading VTT platforms such as Tailspire and Roll20 to take your games and your custom miniatures wherever you want. Join the adventure of a lifetime. Back our campaign today to help us bring this stunning revolution in custom miniature design to reality. With Eldritch Foundry, full-color 3D design and printing.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
Way friends, welcome. Let's dive into it. Wow.
It only takes 2 times, man. Now you're proficient. I love it.
Randy, do you want to do your journal entry now?
Are we there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Yes, I do actually.
I'll give you a little bit of cover. So, after the unpleasant events of day 1 and 2, day 3, which is not a full day, so you're finding the island somewhere between 2 and 3 days of travel, depending on skill of pilot, nature of craft, etc., because your trip out there was faster. And describe to me how each of you feel as you see Juramentum on the horizon. I'll start. Titus, do you want me to start with you or end with you?
End.
Okay. Grip.
Yo.
Seeing this is not technically the first time that you've seen it, but you were in a different world, really.
He is not, or trying not to think about the bigger picture, and more just like, what's the next eddy? What's the next current? How can I shift this? He's trying to keep his focus flicker to flicker, and not dwell on the bigger implications of what's coming next.
Okay. Randy, I'm going to skip over you for now because I think we're going to get into quite a bit of his thoughts and feelings. Now, Lishley, how do you feel as you're seeing the only home really you've ever known?
I'm feeling possibly like the first time I felt this emotion, which is like good fucking riddance to whatever just happened out there, and really, really ready, nostalgic, ready for home. A sensation that maybe I've only experienced briefly in like flicker moments, but now it's like there's a longing as Juramentum approaches closer and closer. There's a longing that's growing and growing and growing, almost like I had denied that I had felt that, and now it's like growing bigger and bigger because it's right in front of me, and I wonder how I'm gonna feel when I see the familiar sights, particularly if the man that I had not seen in
so long. It feels so long.
Yeah. If he is going to be there, and what it's going to be like to see him, and if I've changed in the time that I've been gone, and as the nostalgia grows, so does an impending sense of subtle anxiety and longing.
Those all make perfect sense to me. Okay. And Titus, finally, you've made it back. You are now, I think, something beyond what his wildest dreams would have been before he went to that island.
I think that he's like afraid of the responsibility of what it means of coming back in the way that he is, and he's not going to be seen in the way that he was before. But the only thing that he cares about is the way that the 2 people that he loves the most, or 3, are going to look at him just as he was as a boy, which will be Rutilius, Gerum, and Livia. And he's kind of only seeing them of like, oh, this city is the city. But... And then he's going to have his mind drift a little bit to Merrick. And looking around at everyone else and kind of their reactions to it, of just like, he's not here. I give that.
Very good.
Yeah.
For me, I'm determined at this point. Great Lady Tawaya, the first step of our journey, the journey you yourself set for us, reaches its conclusion. We have gone north. We have walked through the fires of your truth, and we have lost loved ones and shed the childish convictions that cling to, and comfort, the very young who have been shown nothing different. We have walked through these fires of the island, through that crucible, and we have been reborn. Thank you for helping us reach past limitations into depths that none of us even knew were there. Juramentum approaches in the horizon, and with your blessing, Great Lady, I would like to send them a message. Truth has arrived to banish the lies that worm through the land like cancer. Justice has come to hold accountable those who would twist and corrupt the law for their own selfish ends. I beseech you, Great Lady Tuea, the refulgent one, handmaiden of the supreme phoenix and goddess of justice and truth, to light our ship like a beacon in the dark, to announce in no uncertain term, your age has come.
You touch the mast. Well done.
Yeah.
You touch the mast. You beseech the mistress of the long peace.
The mistress of the long peace.
To be present with you, and she is, and this is much greater than a quote-unquote light spell would be, cast by a mere wheel worker in the annex. The goddess listens to you, and she heeds you. And as the fellowship comes back, this rack-shamble, cobbled together vessel lights up like the heavens. And it's an unmistakable beacon. The light isn't white, it's golden. And it's like you're bringing a bit of whatever was most holy from that island back to this tortured world of muscle and blood.
Thank you, Great Lady.
And then, because this is Terra, as you get closer, you see a largely deserted harbor. And you're picturing ways that points this out for those of you who are a bit less perspicacious, that the fish are rotting in the barrels, that most of the some of the ships look masterless. Now they're not just drifting willy-nilly, but they're tied and fetching up against the docks. The docks look again depopulated, and it's a completely different situation than when you left with all the hope in the world. And you arrive, you make landfall.
Is there anybody on the docks? Largely deserted, but does it mean that it is deserted?
There are a few prying eyes who are peering over the walls, and perhaps there's a single light on at the fishery.
Is Julia's watch still lit?
It's on the other end.
It's on the other end, yeah.
If we're pulling up here, it'd be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rupili, who's been silent through this whole thing and just let you do your thing, now he's just really had nothing to add. Now he's watching this intently. So this is someone who Livia sent out, Allie, to find you and to help you. And he's like a very skilled fisherman. And he's looking at, he's young though and strong. Domini, not to belabor the obvious, but this is bad. Do you want me to go on to the fishery and
what
see
happened here?
There? I don't see smoke or fire. I pray to the ancestors that we weren't attacked again, but people have pulled back.
Go to the fishery, see what he can find.
Yes.
We'll make our way to the keep.
So he hops down and begins to wade. He begins to wade onto shore, and then he sprints over in that direction. Even though this is not your home yet, Grip, you do know that this is all wrong.
I was going to say something just
it's clearly,
based on their reaction.
Yeah, it's clearly out of control.
I hope you don't mind wearing this man's clothes. And I still have Khalid's all of his clothes, just that of like a merchant and stuff like that. I'd be like, it might be better to disguise yourself for the time being. This is not normal for my city.
And you'll see he's not pleased by that.
Yeah. They are accepting, but I don't know what the situation is. Please.
And he will very begrudgingly.
Yeah, if there was anything else for you to wear.
But like he's not happy.
So just a cloak.
Is there? Yeah, I was about to say, is there a deep cloak that he could probably with the held?
I'd give him mine if I had one.
Yeah, yours has survived. It's too long. It's too long though. Khalid's honestly is a better fit.
Yeah, and I would say no insight check necessary. He does not want to be hide. He does not want to hide who he is ever again.
Then, if he's seeing that, then he'll be like, never mind. And he'll actually take the cloak and dash to the side. He goes, you'll stand by my side.
Okay. The smell of rotten fish intensifies as you get onto the docks proper, and you head to the keep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The small portal into the city is barred. When you on it, those eyes look over again, and you see a lad, maybe 14 winters, and tears in his eyes, and then you hear him running down the stairs, running to unbar that small portal. Lord Vorn, you've come back.
I'm back.
Thank all the gods, and most especially the Lord of Light, that you're back home. And he opens, and he tugs at the heavy iron-bound door, and he opens it.
I'll open it for him.
Okay.
Where's my sister?
His face goes white.
Son,
where's my sister?
He starts trembling.
Who's in the keep now?
Big Lepidus.
Don't worry, my son. I'll make it right.
And tears just start
he'll just put his hand on
falling down his face. He looks a lot younger than 14 winters all of a sudden.
Oh, go to your family. Keep it quiet, but let them know the Lord Vaughan is home.
Big Lepidus told me to always have someone here. I'll get my relief.
Don't worry about what he said.
Yes, my lord. He goes to try to shut the portal.
I'll shut it.
Just
After we're all inside.
You now have a 20 strength, which is beyond what your frame should be able to generate, and you're feeling it like on the island. Everything was kind of in a dream state. You're beginning to like really feel yourself now that you're back. You know, the door should have been slightly harder for you to shut. You make the short. Yeah, it's a short trek because you're only from. It's only from boop.
Yeah.
The city is not deserted, but again, I'm going to use the word depopulated. You see, the marketplace is a fraction of its former self. The prime temple scene is dark, although it is during the day, so perhaps they're just conserving oil. You make it to those inner keep, or to the keep gates, I should say, and the procedure repeats itself. This time there are a few Kithki, actual myrmidons. The precious few left.
14 left.
And Domini, you come back.
I'm home.
Magna Mater, welcome, and the rest of the fellowship. And they run down and jointly unbar the door for you. And you see the courtyard. Initially unbidden, there's the memory, it seems like a lifetime ago, of you and Katrin and Livia and Wesa all fighting with the old lion. Titus Invictus with his grandsire. Remember that as you were running around? Yeah. And the phrase old man strength is kind of there. And yeah, for some reason your subconscious just seizes on that. Maybe because it's the only other time you've ever seen this courtyard, which always has activity going on in it, so cleared. The Kithki Myrmidon, bless you. The remnants, the few, the proud, they bow deeply to you.
You send for Marcus's family for me?
Thank you.
Of course, yes.
And Jasmine.
They look at each other. Yes. Where's Centurion Merrick? Another one kind of shoves him. Go. So he starts.
He just kind of gives like a very. Thank you.
Yes, Domini. As he's running off, and there are 4 of them there, and it looks like the four of them were trying to patrol the entire keep.
Can I tell that there's any lights on the keep or any smoke or anything of that nature?
Daytime, nothing's lit that's not necessarily sinister. At least from the front. You'll have to go inside to be sure, but you know what should be lit right now.
Is there any Kithy? Is there a single Kithy left here at all?
There are three of them that are trying to patrol the keep.
We should find out what happened before we walk into those doors.
Where's my sister?
Domini, I have some ill news. But we're trying to set it to rights right now. 5 days ago, that man and one of the more battered Kithki hawks up a loogie and spits it on the ground. Darius, I think his title is suzerain. He came from Zahar. He and his whatever they call it, I don't know, entourage, right? They had dinner with your esteemed sister, with Lady Livia, and afterward, they during the night, I don't know exactly what happened, but
where's Gerum?
Gerum, sire?
The child.
Oh, your ward. He's safe. Sorry, I'd forgotten his name.
It's okay. He hasn't chosen it yet. Where did they take her?
They killed some of the staff, and they took her to Zahar. I think, fortunately, just a few days before that, Lady Vale had returned, along with not very many, but I don't really know the story. She looked different than when she left, but she said that the Utini would never cross the Kogi River, west of the Kogi River again, so long as she drew breath. And she did some kind of blessing, I guess. We felt something. I didn't know she was a shaman, but there was some kind of blessing that she did on the west wall, and we all kind of felt it. I was there. And then when Lady Olivia got kidnapped, Lady Voren went after her immediately as soon as we found out. And she took most of the fighting men that were left. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have listened to her. I don't know if that was hers to make. I'm very sorry if it was not within her auctoritas. But she said that if they waited, that your sister...
You did the right thing.
Thank you. That's... After everything we've been through, you know I love your family. We all do. We believe in the dream.
I love you too.
Oh, it's been awful. But she went there, and she would have gotten there by now. I don't know how she can possibly, but when she said, when someone asked her that, because Zahar has a military too, and they haven't been fighting, she just gave this kind of flinty smile, and she said she'd faced worse odds, and here she was. So, I'm sorry if I'm leaving out a lot of important details, but...
You're doing your best. It's all I've ever asked for.
So, Domini, I have to admit, Yulia's watch, it's up right now, but there was a time where it got...
It's okay.
It is? Yeah, so...
Lights can be relit. More importantly,
I'm so fucking glad you're back, and he throws himself on your legs.
Just...
and just like...
Don't worry.
Just starts crying. and the kind of gruffer one takes over, and then the last of that 4 that you'd been interacting with, he takes his friend and consoles them off to the side. All right, Dominique, what you need? So Centurion Merrick is tits up, huh? Fuck.
The luckless major.
No, this is the one burly Kithki.
I'd rather address Jasmine first.
I understood. Okay.
I'd like to introduce a friend here.
What?
His name is Grip.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with Lizard Boy.
Grip.
Cocks his head to the side a little bit.
Okay.
Realizing that he's kind of drawn like an awkward line in the sand, but is going to thus take a little bit more insult than he would normally. Are they?
He's
Mother's blessings to you. What's his deal?
He's our deal. He's our friend.
Most of these ignorant twats would think he's impure, but his skin is wrong. He's not impure. So he's some
people would think that you're very short.
Like give him kind of an approving nod.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been around.
Can you send for Griff as well?
Oh, Griff went with the lady.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's good.
They said they were going to need his mana bending.
Where did they go with the lady? I don't understand.
So, the Emirate stronghold along the coast.
It's down the river.
How far down the river?
A few days.
Unless she looks like pretty upset, actually.
You say Big Lepidus is basically keeping the home fires burning right now. Then.
Yeah. I don't know if Vale was supposed to put him in charge or not, but she said if anybody had questions, ask her, and he was the next logical person. I think she gave him like a field. I don't even know if she can do that, sire, but she gave him a field promotion to.
I'm just happy you guys are safe. I'm going to go inside my family's keep for a moment and see my ward.
There are no enemies right now, as far as I know, sire.
There's always enemies, but there's always friends.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, and those all the old power folks from the Shire went too. So they actually are going to hit him with a fuck ton of force.
If I have anything to do with it, that city will be turned to salt and ash.
The people didn't do it. It's just the people in power who did it.
That's Nyrathu stuff. I'll stay out of it.
Like the normal commoner man there, they ain't nothing to do with this. The powers that be.
Marcus, you may go see your family. Yeah. And then Titus is going to solemnly kind of walk past.
Okay.
And,
Nice. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, Grip, you're welcome to come in if you know.
Thank you. I'll see to them. Because I assume the rest of the crew is with us.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like
To see your family?
shell shocked.
I'll see to them.
No, you must enjoy time with them on your own.
You're part of us too.
And then I will address
She
Desumius.
shakes your hand. This journey was a pleasure.
I'll hug her if she wants to.
Does she allow?
What the hell's the matter with you? Does she let me hug her?
Stiffly.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough.
Does it go from the handshake to the hug where they're still
Nice
And I'm kind of like a wooden board.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk to the grove.
Okay. Actually, Nilishla, I'm going to take up your thread first. So, you walk through there, you see your town, and again, you didn't know that it would impact you like this. Mm-hmm. You didn't know that it meant that this earth, these buildings, these people, that they meant what they do to you. But it feels both, of course you're grateful to be back from danger and see all of that behind you, but it sounds so wrong now. You don't hear the Kithki children playing. You don't hear the merchants hawking their wares. You don't see even the young couples strolling without a care in the world. You see a lot of emptiness, a lot of scared people who are hiding. And it doesn't, at least for that moment, it doesn't feel like Juramentum. But even through your disorientation, you make your way to the Kithki Arbor, to this beautiful grove-like place. And you've spent many a day here.
It's emotional.
What do you want to do? You're getting choked up. What do you want to do when you get there, dear?
I am gonna feel like the full breadth of emotions that I'm feeling, which is from nostalgia to remorse, sadness, but also joy that I am back.
You are back.
And all of the emotions are kind of taking me by surprise. And as I walk through these trees that were kind of the place I had grown when I was but a child.
But a child.
I look for familiar sights and things that bring me back and connect me back to my earlier memories. I recall Figulus Neus. I recall a moment with Griff that I had not too far from here.
Not too far from here, yes.
I recall a particularly intense joust with Wesa at the weapons training center.
Yeah, actually, yes. She did really well that day, yes.
And as I reflect on these moments, I'm going to actually continue walking past the grove.
Okay.
The grove. Down the streets where I'm looking for something to either tip me over the edge to extreme sadness or extreme joy.
Okay. Do you want to go to the main street?
Yeah.
Like that main pathway? Okay.
Yeah. And also I want to add, like, as I walk to that main pathway, there's a part of me that's kind of being pulled towards Aurelia's field, though I don't know it. I feel like it's maybe subconscious.
So you start, I like that.
So cool.
You start walking one way then, because you would naturally like make your way to Figulus Neus's hut, maybe just kind of on reflex. And just about the time that you're about to hit the archery range, which is like dead center really of the city, you find yourself, for reasons you're not entirely sure of, your feet turn a bit and you start walking east, always east instead. And you see in the archery range are a collection of girls. They're led by an older girl, maybe like mid-teens. And they've started shooting, and kind of the warrior part of your mind that's always on, but relax now. You approve of their synchronization, of the fact that they're firing as she says, "Ready, draw, shoot." Ready, draw, shoot. Awesome. And we're talking like some of the girls there are as young as 10. You pass by the statue of Julius Metellus, who initially, I don't think you ever really knew what the story was, but you know that he's a relation to Titus, you think his uncle, and that he died a hero. And eventually you find yourself at the walls. You make your way up. You don't know this, but you're retracing the steps of the ghost that you very first played in Darkeport.
Yeah.
Which hopefully one day we can get out there as maybe a members only sort of thing. But you just know that you want to right now. And then you walk your way, but unlike her, you're not a ghost. You can't just go through the wall. So you wind up getting on top of the battlements, and you come out of this semi-fugue state, and you look down at the spot of your birth in Aurelia's field, where the Dread Mother first seeded you, and then you burst forth and tried to eat dandelions and shoot rays of desiccation at Leptis terriers.
A wild time that was.
For some reason, of course, you know, it's your character. I don't know. For some reason, that seems maybe a little happy or a little silly to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she...
Because she's such a different person now.
Yeah, she has a small chuckle when she thinks about, particularly the Leptis Terrier.
Which you hear, and you see Landis, the Leptis Terrier, still alive, very, very on in years now, but apparently he still has enough juice to run excitedly around his elderly owners. You can see them on their ritual farm out there, on their ceremonial farm out there.
Do I see, is it a couple?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up to them.
You have to come down the walls, which you could do.
How far is it?
You could hang off. You're tall enough that you could hang off the walls and drop.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
All right, you start walking up. The Leptis Terrier sees you. Make an animal handling roll.
Yeah. Try your inner Marcus. Go for it.
Oof.
It's not your inner Marcus.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Not your inner Marcus.
In its defense, you did try to kill it.
And I will have that energy of, we don't have to be friends, but I mean you no harm.
Oh. Okay. The matron kneels down on stiff knees and scoops up Landis. Can we help you?
Hi. Indeed, maybe you can. I just returned from a long journey and I was called to see this field.
She comes a little closer to you. Oh, you're the one that my husband told me about. Yes, the Silver Lady.
Hi, my name is Nilishli, and yours is?
Not that. Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Ave.
What did your husband tell you about me?
Quite a bit. But the important thing is, dear, we know that you're a champion of ours.
Yes, I guess in a way. I wanted to ask you.
In a way? She points over to where you fought like hell over at the Incomplete Watchtower at the time, now Yulia's Watch. You were one of the central people there, weren't you?
Don't know if I was one of the central people, but I did fight that night.
And fought hard. And lived. And here we are. I'm old enough to remember the Utini. Snouts and all. Had it not been for our brave defenders, yourself included, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And my Landis wouldn't be growling at you, now would he?
Please, take the liberty.
Please, ask your questions. If it's within my knowledge, you'll have a truthful answer.
Thank you. Do you know of anything special about this field?
It has always been special. Much sorrow, yes. A heroine who also saved us from the Utini, who chose the city over her own flesh and blood. As agonizing, I can't even imagine that decision, but she did. And the city is here today because of that sacrifice.
What was the name of this woman?
Oh dear. Too many years now. I should know it. But I assume it's Aurelia.
And Aurelia also fought the Atenian.
She raised the alarm. At that time, we did not understand that the Utini could cross the Kogi unobserved if we weren't careful. We still thought them animals, you see. We know now that was foolish, but she hid her son, there. And she ran, and where she points is the little tree hollow that you were born under.
How many years ago was Aurelia here?
Oh, I was still a fine figure at the time, so... Perhaps... When was that now? 30 winters back? Yes.
Does she have any surviving family?
She does. But we are not bloodkin. I believe that some of her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, that they work in the granaries. No. Would you like me to, when I have the strength, would you like me to go and see if I can send them to you? Are you curious to meet them?
It's a very kind offer.
Well, dear, I only have so many days left. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do good things with what I have remaining. No?
I think you're right. Life is to be valued.
I'll be in the embrace of the Lord of Light soon enough. Why not bring a little bit of his cheer here to this world while I can?
Why, yes, I would deeply appreciate that.
I'll find them then. It may take these old bones a bit, but I'll find them. I always do. I always find my man. She looks over at her husband dozing on the porch. If you don't mind, I'm going to go sit. Do you like some tea?
I have nowhere else to go. I think I would.
Okay. All right. So, noting Maria is on the case.
I love it.
Wayson went with you, of course, because there's still official. She is not at liberties yet, and wouldn't want to be. Grip, where did you go from there?
We're staying in the courtyard.
Okay.
Us and just I'm going to keep the crew together.
Is as much animosity as passed between you? There's some sort of unspoken compact of the moment. The crew just huddles a little closer to you than they normally would.
I love that.
And nobody's saying shit right now.
Yeah, my intent is to keep them together and to keep them at least protected for now.
Okay.
And I do want to check in with Vesumius about what he knows, if anything, about this Caesar and Darius.
I know plenty about him. Yeah. Probably more than I'd like. He's a freak show. He's a cult leader. He'd be as bad as one of the most vile emperors if he had the power, and he's chosen to boot.
A chosen manipulator.
There's a reason why. Look, it wasn't entirely malicious, okay? There were reasons I kept you on that ship, and he's one of them. If he'd seen you, he would have tried to dissect you. I guarantee it.
I'll take that as a kindness.
It was. This is bold, though, even for him. He took over Pollux a while back. I guess he's become emboldened.
Interested in spreading the good word.
Yeah.
His
god is Habun. God of so-called love.
And would I have any awareness of that as...
You would.
One of the...
He does not. That is not common knowledge. The issue with Habun.
That word, I don't, just as if I don't know, like that word, love?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by love, if you mean abductions and forced orgies, sure. Like I said, I don't want any part of it.
So does this Habun give gifts as the Dread Mother does to Milishli and the Goddess of Justice to Marcus?
I mean...
Or is it more of a show, an act?
Both. The gifts are different. He's chosen, though.
Yeah.
And probably longer in his career than the Fellowship is.
You're aware there are different flavors, so to speak?
By osmosis only, unfortunately. Look, Grip, you're smart. If this entire adventure has shown me anything, it's just underscored the need for normal people to stay the fuck out of the way of you. I hate to say it, he looks around, but there there are no beacons around here, so I guess I kind of think of you as demigods. You get stabbed in the throat, yet you don't die. You kill scores of people in a fight. I mean, come on.
It's not fair.
Fair? What does that have to do with anything? Nothing's fair in the world.
I mean to say, so many like you are forced to live at the whim of someone like me.
Are you feverish? I don't know what to say.
Said, those who choose to follow should be able to choose, but that choice shouldn't be made for them.
Where is this coming from? And Zuma says, don't look a gift Paja in the mouth, Captain. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know you had those notions in your head at all.
There's a lot you don't know about me. And there's a lot I don't know about you. I would appreciate your help in understanding exactly what we will be up against.
I know that you thought I was in desperate need of a barber.
Likewise.
Yeah, well, mine isn't green. Okay, so you need information. That's an old game. He opens up a little bit, starts pacing, not far, but starts pacing. And?
I don't yet know what resources will be at our disposal in this city under these circumstances, but I will not force you to comply. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think out of all of you, the scariest is that little number. That's Lord Titus's shadow. Khalid was not a weak man, and she twisted him upside down with very little effort. I've seen mind witches before, but that's got to take the cake.
Yes, that's scary. I don't want to force you. I don't want to coerce you, but I need to know. So I'm going to ask you if there's anything that we can do to convince you to provide your aid.
When you say aid, what do you mean?
Everything you know about this Darius, his agenda, his means, and whatever scheme you might have with Titus's sister. I can guess.
His scheme isn't very difficult to divine, Grip.
Sure.
You've been around enough. I know you're young, but you understand how these things go. He wants into the nobility, one way or another.
That's obvious enough, but...
No, he's a fool. But Darius is stupid. Well, no. He's completely feral. He's not stupid. There's a difference. He has no control over his emotions at all, or his appetites. He doesn't understand that seizing a patrician woman, as far as legitimizing himself, will do absolutely nothing. He doesn't have the authority to invoke confariatio. That's the old way of marriage, if you don't know.
What is the old adage? Might makes right. You do what you want hard enough, most people will just get out of your way.
Yeah. So, maybe. Okay, fine. Yeah, I can tell you about him. Can we do it over a meal and
Yeah.
and some shelter?
We're going to stay here for the nonce until we have a better sense of what's happening. But
In the courtyard.
just until we know what's going on. But we will have shelter and food.
Okay.
I have no doubt of that. That goes for the rest of you as well.
I wish I'd never gone to that fucking island.
And I thought I was doing a kindness by saving Khalid.
Yeah, well, what's the old adage? No good deed goes unpunished. All right. Marcus, I don't want to give you short shrift.
Fun.
Do you want me?
can end and I'll end real short.
Well, there may be a bit more going on at the keep than you than you think. So
No.
All right, my thing is just basically getting back to my family and seeing that they're all right. That's the first thing I need to do.
as soon as they see you, your family is safe. They're unharmed. Alba has tears streaming down her. Why didn't they tell me? They didn't tell me. And she throws herself on you. And Marcus is just buried under this mass of loving family. And you feel all the horrors, because this is one of the two pillars.
Yeah.
And the pillar of faith was rocked for you. The pillar of family is very much there. The horrors of the island, the trials, the tribulations, all of that begins to be washed away until your dad sense kicks in, and you realize, with whatever emotion you realize this with, that Livius is not there.
Where's Livius? He went with them, didn't he? He went with them to get back Lady Vaughan, didn't he?
He snuck off. He did. I didn't. I tried. That boy is headstrong. Headstrong.
He is. But he's protected by something much greater than us. And I have so much to tell you.
She slips her hand in yours. And and your family is like physically, you have 8 or 9 members just physically touching you for the next 20 minutes. They're just like putting a hand on your shoulder. They're holding the other hand. The children are climbing on you.
Hey, go. Yeah, that's adorable.
So, tell me what is going on from your perspective. Quick.
And they give you a tale from their view that largely matches up with what the Kithki corporal told you earlier, that Darius had come here. They talk about the fanfare, how it was very flashy, it was impressive. There were lights, there were booming noises. And everyone actually you're not really that far off.
Strong as 10 regular men.
Because Toby knows this character. I love it. And yeah, and she said, but the whole thing was just off, Abs. The whole thing was off. It felt wrong, felt rotten from beginning to end. And I think the lady might have known some. But any road.
How are the Kithki right now?
You always did have a sense, didn't you? Bad.
I think, then, as much as I would love to just spend the entire evening within the loving embrace of my family, because you're the very best, all of yous, that we
know.
Who was that? I know it's you.
One of them.
One of them.
Can you talk? Can you teach me how to talk, pretty? Yeah.
Oh yeah, my niece.
It was your niece, yeah, yes, Octavia, I think.
Octavius. Yeah. Octavia.
Yep.
Right. Here's what we're gonna do.
So they all kind of
family time.
Look up as the patriarch speaks.
We're gonna march ourselves right down to that dock, and we're gonna get all those rotten fishes. As many barrels as we can take. I know, but things are going to happen, and we're going to take a ride with the Kithki, and then we're going to have a party with fresh fish that's going to come.
I'm not going around any rotten fish!
Well, you can go to the Kithki first, and we'll meet you there, Mum.
Hilarious.
We'll meet you there, Mum. All right, strapped in boys, lads, ladies, let's go.
You get up and
starting a progression.
And Clan Marcus mobilizes.
Anybody that we come across,
you sweep up.
Sweep into the. We're just trying to raise morale of the city right now.
You by the time you get over there, and people see that things are marching with advantage, make a persuasion check.
Oh.
Let me see how many people you sweep up.
That is an 18 on that one.
Hell yeah.
And a 5 on that one.
Okay.
So 24 total.
You can feel the spirit even the esprit de corps, which runs so deep in this city, began to be rekindled as you go out, and you realize that even in this relatively brief absence, that of course Alba and your brothers and sisters have been out making contacts and connections and community, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And first it starts off with, like the 2 dozen of you, then another dozen show up, then another dozen show up, then another dozen show up, and pretty swiftly you have more outsiders than you do of your own kith and kin.
I'm just gonna start organizing little groups. We need breads from the granary. We need fish over here. We need this and that. Just start gathering vegetables that might be at like whatever area.
Okay. Yeah, dude. You kickstart the city, and it's not like Juramentum isn't blessed with resources and abundance. It was just depressed. Yeah. Its spirit broken. Its lord gone. Its lady kidnapped. Some of the staff in what should be the safest place in the city murdered on the way out, as she was taken by force. And you can see their spirits begin to buoy. And you hit the dock. Well, actually, because you don't take everybody with you to the docks, but the docks you have like 40, fully 40, 50 people with you. And then you've set another, honestly, probably another 100 in motion. And then from there, that's kind of rippling out.
Every barrel that we can pick up, every cask, everything of rotten fish that has been left there for the day after day after day comes with us. Yeah. All of it.
Okay.
Every single bit.
Getting back to your roots. Okay.
Party time, Marcus.
Okay.
We're taking over to the Kithki Healing Hut as or whatever the biggest Seppu area that I'm familiar with.
I mean, that's the one you'd be.
Or whatever party area that they have. Whatever they choose as their main party area.
That'd be the one that you'd be the most familiar with. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna try to get some song going, Kithki songs, human songs, anything that we have that might coincide with joint holidays that we have.
As you go from strength to strength, make a with advantage, make a performance check.
Oh. I got an 18.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Okay.
And a 12.
12. Okay.
And with
18, still pretty great.
All 19.
19.
Yeah, that'll do.
You carry a tune. You more than carry a tune. And I'll cut over to Titus for a bit, but you arrange this, and you're there because I believe I know what you're going to do. Okay, you go into the seat, and without asking, Wesa strings her bow, and she's walking in there. She doesn't have it knocked yet, but she's walking in there like she's walking in for battle. She's silent next to you, but she's moving basically in counterstep to you to cover your field of vision that you don't have. You go in, and the place. So there's a word. It doesn't really have a good translation in English. There's a Japanese word for domestic harmony or domestic tranquility called wa, and you can feel the tranquility of the keep. Which, remember, even the Utini never actually made it here in either attack. They never made it here. There's a breach, a rupture in the tranquility that you've never felt.
Thinking of it as like hollow, but still full. Like the spirit of it is gone.
It's a bad wound. And until this very moment, Titus, you also, in a very different way from Nalishli, where she hadn't understood what Juramentum was going to mean to her walking back, you didn't know that you could always feel your twin's intent, her presence, just pervading this place, her sheer force of will, and it's gone now. Where do you go?
I guess I'd be going through the main keep and all that, and then going up to Gerum's kind of room.
Okay. One thing I should note, as you walk in through the main entrance into the keep proper, there is a collen fruit bush, a new collen fruit bush that's been planted there, and you have a sinking feeling that there are some casualties also there. Okay. You go in. You immediately go to Gerum's room. There are a collection of armed, older Kithki women that are guarding him.
I love that.
And at sight of you, they screech, they run to you, they hug you, they pet you, they pat you as though their own prodigal son, long-lost prodigal son, had returned.
Yeah, he's just kind of like completely welled up, and he's just, thank you.
And then the eldest of them steps out, and there's a squirming, she really is not carrying him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a squirming, oddly kind of stone-faced Gerum, and he twists out of her grasp this uncanny child who's not that many moons old and should not be walking, but already is.
Yeah.
And he starts toddling over to you.
I'll walk over and just embrace him crazily. Like, it's just...
You can smell his sweetness. You can feel his still chubby hands wrap around your neck, and he puts his face against your face, just in an understanding.
Pick him up, and then kind of put like a cloak on him and be like, "All right, we'll be right back. Will you guys, Waisa, please send for
Domini.
Grip and the others. They can stay in the keep. I'm sure that there's something going, but there's something I must do with Gerum."
Understood.
I'll be back shortly.
Be safe.
Yeah, and instead of using the outside of it or anything, he's going to use his prince exit, as usual.
Okay.
And he's going to go and he's going to start going to the incomplete watchtower just with Gerum.
Okay.
And as he's making his way there, he's praying.
To whom?
To Wea.
What is he saying?
To Wea, I know every great story about darkness starts with a small spark. Allow me to grant this spark to bring hope back to my city.
Okay. Pause there. Simultaneously, you've made your way. Travel time. I'll just say for narrative purpose, these are happening at roughly the same time. You've made your way. You have copious amounts of rotting fish.
Red vegetables, everything that we can get.
Mainly the fish, though.
That's fair.
And the Akithki just show up. They come pouring out. You notice that there's some story here. You're not going to have time to untangle it because there are less of them than there should be. But you haven't heard of any attack or murder.
Probably assuming they went with it to protect the lady or guard, to get the lady.
Perhaps, yeah. That'd be non-Myrmidon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be openly joyful to see all of them. Just openly like, oh my God, it's you. Pick them up. Stuff like that.
At this point, they're more Kithki than humans around you.
I'm assuming that word is going to eventually spread as
Sure.
the night progresses, that the doors are always open. It's weird, obviously, but yeah.
Are you doing anything?
Oh, I am indeed doing something with the fish.
Everyone enjoy.
Jesus.
Awesome.
Get it, Jesus. That's great. I'm going to quiet the singing, quiet the time.
Water and the wine, we know.
Yes. So, we're back.
Yeah! There's dancing and cavorting and...
There have been so many things that have happened to us.
Shut up, he's not finished yet.
And we have all been struggling against oppression, against people coming into our homes and taking the things that don't belong to them. This is our home, Juramentum. Is our dream. And we will fight for it, however we may.
Hell yeah!
In that vein, tonight is about celebrating our life. That we are here, that we are alive and breathing and have options ahead of us. Things we can do, people to love. And I'm going to do something right now none of you might have never seen. I'm going to invoke the power that has been granted by me to potentially purify all these foods.
They look at each other.
And then we're going to have a party like no other. So, Dwaya, and I even say that out loud, Dwaya, please, purify this food, that our morale might raise, that our spirits might be buoyed by your truth, by your light, that we can find some measure of healing in these dark days. Please.
Some of the older Auntie Kithki raise eyebrows and look at each other as you invoke that name.
Amen.
How much can you purify?
I can do 10 feet. It's 10 feet. It is up to a 5-foot radius sphere. So, and I have multiple.
It's like hundreds of pounds of fish.
That's a lot of fish.
It's a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
So if I need to go other areas.
So this golden, it's soft, like it's more subtle than when you're using this in combat, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But these golden ripples of light wash over you, and it's purifying, and that does reverse spoiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to confirm.
Love it.
Man, you have declared yourself. Okay,
Yeah. I'm tired of hiding.
you have declared yourself. There are gasps of astonishment as this curdled fish now becomes whole again, and you reverse. You snatch it back from the realm of death and decay.
Just like Khalid.
And all of a sudden, from what was a fetid physical reminder of betrayal, you now have a lakeside bounty.
Thank you.
And the older ones, the aunties are a little more reserved, and they start talking amongst themselves. Because they understand the implications of what you're doing.
Is there any specific auntie that most of the other aunties are gathered around? Like one in the middle of them all to...
Auntie Prime?
Yeah, Auntie Prime.
You were not... No, it was Merrick and Wesa who were there
For the...
when Granny Dewshine...
Right.
When that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know her daughter.
Yeah, so you don't know that it's Granny Dewshine's daughter, but that would be the one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. I understand that there's a pecking order in any kind of like agricultural community. There'd be a woman or man that they would go to get some comfort from.
The Kithki are a little different. She doesn't run the show.
No.
They're and you would know this about them. They're talking amongst themselves right now.
Mm-hmm.
And although her word has more weight in some ways, they are going to arrive at a consensus.
I'm going to catch her eye if I can.
Okay, eventually you do.
Keep an eye out, look over at her. And I'm just going to give her a nod with a laden intention that we'll talk more later.
She looks over to you. She looks at the fish. And then she looks back to you non-committally.
Then I start music. Then I start singing. And then we just get this party. Oh, no, that's not true.
This is a woman who had to banish her own mother.
Yeah.
Understood. Before that happens, then before music, before dancing, before anything else, I'll go back over to the actual group of healers. There has been strife here recently. Potential death and hurts. Is there anything I can do to help them before whatever happens this evening?
And as you, and the daughter of Granny Dewshine, still with you, still unaware that that's her status, tells you, not anything aside from what you're already doing. Thank you. We'll see who thinks it's too much. But for now and here, we should find the joy in it. And there's kind of a sigh from several others, and the aunties nod with each other. Okay.
Singing, dancing, and music.
Titus, make your way up to the watchtower. You see some younger cadet Myrmidon who are beginning to be recruited up there waiting. They pop tall as they recognize you. Word has not reached them yet that you were there. Two of them, a boy and a girl, which is still pretty controversial amongst some of the more conservative folk.
It's not lit, correct?
No, it has been. It's lit. It's lit right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was extinguished, and then that's why they let it go out. That's why he was making his way there.
It was extinguished.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm thinking that it's like all hands on deck, that they would have left it there, like, hey, we don't have anything to worry about.
Well, they've been gone long enough that they replaced it, but you feel like your work is not done here.
Yeah.
Like maybe the conscious thought that brought you here was not correct. But there's something else that you're supposed to do here. You can feel it now. Your relationship with Toya is quite different from Marcus's.
Yeah. I will take watch.
Domini,
We all serve.
They look at the babe in your arms. He's playing with your face right now. Of course, they back away.
And then, as they're leaving, he's gonna pull out Mirk's bowstring. He's just like, for all this will be watched over by you. And he'll put it into the fire and kind of like as that blessing, as if he'll be the eternal archer on that. I need
some of the gold comes to your hand.
Yeah, he's like
a few sparks of it, but it's there.
And then I can probably hear some of the commotion of all the dead, and then kind of that thing going there. As it starts to get dark, he's like, Toya, Concord, please lend me whatever power I can to show them our light. Let me show them our hope. And then he's going to put his hand kind of towards into the fire and try to make the light come from it.
There's a dim glow. Your instinct bids you to take the most powerful artifact in the world of muscle and blood.
That's why he's like putting his hand, burning it to kind of get it ready. And then just kind of pulling it out.
And this time when you pull it out, is the moment that you pull it out, there's a refulgent corona of brilliant, pure white light, which then sinks into gold. And as you're looking out, as Nilishli's having tea, as Marcus is raising the spirits of the community, and as Grip is navigating some perhaps unforeseen relationship shifts going on, you see, because this did happen 5 days ago, and if there's one thing about your animal Rada that's true, she does not allow the grass to grow under her feet. A ragtag fleet of ships beginning to come back, consisting of fishermen's boats, rafts, and one clipper. And as you're watching, and through that light, you see perhaps farther than you should. You feel your heart, you feel your spirit, and you see an emerald-maned figure on the front of the clipper, peering back at you. And that, friends, is where we will pause the tale.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we did it.
I love that of all that. Oh, that's so freaking cool.
Well,
we got a raffle runner.
Friends, we do have a raffle.
Yeah.
We have a. See, I'm just out of sorts, Justin. I hope
that was so good. I do.
Hope you got someone.
I knew she wasn't dead. I called the entire time.
All right. Hope you enjoyed our maiden voyage of 2025. It was a little more gruesome.
A little bit.
And Grim Reaper, you are the winner of the raffle. Congrats!
Yeah! Well deserved.
Conquering hero.
That seems apropos. That definitely seems apropos. Thank you so much for your time, your concern, your even your love. We appreciate it so much. And up and over here, and we'll see what goes on. Thank you.
Yeah,
take care, and we'll see you soon. Valet.
Be safe.
Valet. Kennel of Tales.